What's up, everyone? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here for some live storm coverage for an ongoing tornado outbreak happening here in the southeast. We're going to jump straight into South Carolina here in the Allendale area. A very dangerous situation. We have a tornado emergency ongoing. We're going to zoom in real close into Allendale, South Carolina, where we have a storm, a tornado ongoing. And now the big thing of concern here is, notice this is a classic supercell all by itself, and we bring up the correlation coefficient where, look at that, that is not good, guys. So zoom in really close here. This is a massive debris ball. This is a big tornado ongoing, and it looks like it's going through the south side of this town of Allendale, South Carolina. It's not an early, this is a tornado ongoing here across Allendale, and this is moving off to the north and to the east pretty quickly. Let's go to velocities and see what the gate-to-gate shear is going to be. Zoom it out just a tiny bit so we can see a little bit more. A lot. Okay, so it's, yeah, this thing is rotating like crazy. I wonder if we can get on here. Can you query the little tornado icon here on our the thing? Are you able to get it, or?
Come on. There.
Oh, okay. The
Yeah,
tornado.
it
Just has a Titan impact of 7. Either way, tornado ongoing. I don't need to tell you what it is. It looks like this was likely at least an EF2. Pretty strong tornado here. And if we go back to reflectivity and zoom it out a little bit, I'm sure we have an update coming in the coming moments. Up next is Sycamore, South Carolina. This is going to be in the next few minutes here. Bring up the tornado emergency. Let's query the tornado emergency here in Allendale. It just took a direct hit here. Any details? How fast it's
tornado
moving?
emergency for Sycamore. It's a particularly dangerous situation. Deadly tornado hazard, obviously. It's moving northeast at 30 miles an hour, so we can kind of give them a time.
Yeah, let's give them a timeline here with it. So this is a tornado emergency. This is the highest warning level of a tornado, saved only for the most severe tornadoes. Again, this is a very dangerous situation. It just impacted Allendale directly now. And Sycamore at 4:21 Eastern time. So this time here, it's in Central Daylight Time. Notice the CDT. So it's 3:08 right now. So 4:08 on the East Coast. At 4:21, it's going to be in Sycamore. It's a tornado ongoing on the ground, doing damage here in the Allendale area. So if you are downstream from this, Sycamore and Ulmer, you guys are in the path of this, and you need to be in your tornado shelters, the most interior room of your house, in a bathtub with your mattress over, or in a basement if you have a basement. I don't know if there's basements too much in South Carolina. Either way, guys need to get in your tornado shelters now. Dangerous situation. This isn't a possible tornado. This is an ongoing situation here, moving off to the northeast pretty quickly. Okay, we got a big time radar update. I think we might have a bit of a delay there, Justin. What's that? Can you clear this out?
Yeah. Sorry, my mic died.
Oh, okay, his mic died. That's fine. I can still talk. We got. Can clear this out? There we go. Let's bring up velocities real fast. See where we're at. I'm assuming it's right. Yep, it's right there. Okay, and now let's zoom in right where the greens and when the greens and the reds come together. That's where your tornadic circulation is. And now let's go correlation coefficient. See that possible? Okay, shear 104. That's all right. And there it is. There's your debris ball right there. There's your tornado. West side of Sycamore right now. This is ongoing here in Sycamore. Highway 641. It's probably going right along 641. You'll probably be able to see it, but it's moving fast, and you can get yourself out of Dodge on this. You need to get yourself in your tornado safe place. It's impacting Sycamore now and continuing to move off to the north and to the east pretty quickly at 30 miles an hour. So, okay. Whoop. Ooh, God. We just got, so it's obviously the radar is indicating that we have that debris ball right now. I don't know what happens when you query this. We don't get this too much. Okay, it just has the debris ball. So yeah, radar is indicating, as we see here, we can very clearly see when the correlation coefficient is a little circle like this, that means that you're getting that debris ball. That is debris. This isn't hail, this is debris being tossed in the air. So pieces of houses, trees, all that stuff being tossed in the air. The radar's picking that up, and it's not correlating with each other because it's just stuff, and it gives the extremely low ratings here. So that is very dangerous. A tornado doing damage here. It just hit Allendale directly, and it's now moving into Sycamore right now. And then, again, this is just a snapshot of the radar from a couple minutes ago, and this is going to be already moving off to the north and east. It's already crossed Highway 321 here on the north side of Sycamore, South Carolina. Let's go back to reflectivity. It looks like it might be actually being a little bit more rain wrapped. Oh, I see a report coming in Allendale. That's pretty quick. Let's bring that up. See what. I'm assuming that this is going to be reported to people seeing Allendale County 911 Center reported roofs blown off structures in Allendale. Time was estimated by radar at 3:57 Eastern time. So that makes sense. This was a tornado that moved through. We got another one back here. Another report. Tornado near intersection of Highway 301 and Revolutionary Trail. No damage report was available. So this is probably right around when that tornado dropped, and then moved through Allendale and is continuing through Sycamore right now. Hopefully this occludes a little bit. So basically the circulation kind of folds up into the storm and kills itself. So hopefully this thing doesn't keep going. But if we zoom it out quite a bit, notice there are no other storms around. And that usually ends up indicating that we have what could be a long track supercell moving into a lot of South Carolina here. So I see they got a new warning, Justin. Looks like it goes out pretty far. Yeah, it's that new tornado warning. I'm assuming this is not a tornado emergency. Let's just check it real fast.
It is not a tornado emergency, but it is a particularly dangerous situation.
Yeah, okay. So that makes sense. And still moving at 30 or any faster, slower?
Northeast at 35, confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado.
Okay.
Yep.
Northeast at 35 miles an hour, large and extremely dangerous tornado. I don't think our comments are turned on. Are our comments on the broadcaster?
So. Yeah.
They're on? Oh, I guess I'm just not seeing them then. Because I'm seeing stuff on here. Okay, so this is what's happening right now. Let's zoom in. It's now 3:13 p.m., so 4:13 p.m. in South Carolina. Has this updated? I can't tell.
I don't think so.
I don't think we've had a radar update. We just got a new warning update here. Did you see that pop up, Justin?
Is it just this
tiny little one?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is a confirmed warning, or it might still be the tornado emergency. It's like
yeah. This is just an updated
emergency, tornado emergency. Anything of note in the update?
Nope. They are keeping it as a tornado emergency for Sycamore.
Okay. Yeah, that tornado is happening right now. Okay, we haven't had a radar update here in a moment, but if we're moving northeast at 35, can we? Let's just go to the correlation coefficient so we can see the debris ball exactly, and just track from that debris ball to the northeast at 35 miles an hour. So that should, okay, that brings the town of Branchville pretty much in about 45 minutes. So Sycamore's right now, Hart is going to be in 437, so a little bit here, and then Embry, and just beyond that. So the next 45 minutes, it will be moving across this county here. So that's what we're seeing so far. We haven't had a radar update in a minute, but we should get one pretty soon. We have, again, a tornado ongoing. This is a tornado emergency, the highest tornado warning signal there is, and this is in sections of South Carolina. So while we wait for that update, I think we're going to move over to Georgia in the Macon area because we do have a lot of other storms going on as well. We actually have a fair number of tornadoes that have been ongoing this afternoon. We just kicked on here once that tornado emergency went live, and we're going to keep this rolling. So let's go off to the west here. I know we do have their Macon radar loaded up, so we should be fine. Let's go to where we see all those tornado warnings. Whoop, okay, everything's a little choppy here. Oh crap, we have a, is that on the radar? Let's zoom in. This was a ongoing tornado a little while ago. Now we're on the radar in Jeffersonville. Can you query this tornado warning? I'm trying to catch up here from what we had before we went live. Is it confirmed or just radar indicated? Confirmed?
Yep, radar confirmed.
Okay, let's bring up correlation coefficient. It's going to be real messy. We're going to be real close to the radar. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's that debris ball right there. Can we roll the radar back? Maybe about 20 minutes or so?
You want me to stay on CCs?
Yeah, stay on CC so we can watch the debris ball. Oh, there it is back there.
It's lofting
so
stuff
across
up
Highway
too.
23. I think, yep, there it is. And now it's might be around here somewhere. It's a little messy to see. We're very close to the radar, so that means that we're only picking things up maybe 100 foot off the ground, and very close to the cone of silence as well. So you can't really see a whole heck of a lot. I'm assuming if we go to velocities, it's going to be a mess. No, not really. Yeah, so that's where okay, so that's where the debris ball is going to be. So your tornado is just south of Highway 96 in Jeffersonville. I don't know how many folks live in here. Can we zoom in? I don't know if I got the roads loaded up with this, but just zoom in where that storm is. Maybe even a little bit more. Just like right in on. Okay, I don't. So we have, that's where another ongoing tornado here. Let's go back to reflectivity and see the other tornado warnings that are ongoing along this line of storms here in central Georgia. So that's in Jeffersonville. That's a confirmed tornado warning. We have two others in here. I don't know if they're confirmed. I think we can probably find out really fast. We just go to correlation coefficient and see if there's any debris balls. Okay, that one's definitely confirmed there. Oh geez, okay, let's look over here to the west of Chester, Georgia. So it's a second, probably third tornado that we know for a fact is happening. Notice that debris ball clear as day just north. So it's in the Frazier area heading towards Yonkers. I believe it's moving off to the east-northeast, just to the north of Highway 257 here in Georgia, heading towards Chester, Georgia. I don't know what speed. You've got to bring up the warning here to confirm that. But when you see the correlation coefficients low like this, that's a debris ball. That's not going to be hail. So a lot of stuff being thrown up into the air.
This one's racing northeast at 50 miles an hour.
50 miles an hour? Yeah, you definitely do not want to be trying to see this, guys. 50 miles an hour, that's fast. That's really fast. So that's going to be this right here. That's crazy. It's back behind the rain. So you're going to have heavy rain here in Yonkers, and then like the rain will lighten up and then a tornado. So get in your tornado shelter, get in your tornado safe place. There it is, the green, where the green and blue meet. That's where your most rotation is going to be. That's where your tornado is going to be, and that shows up clear as day when you have the correlation coefficients on there as well. So let's go back to reflectivity, zoom out a little bit, see where other I don't know where other tornado warnings are at the moment. So that's two confirmed tornado warnings in Georgia right now. I don't know if we have this radar down to these radar down south here by Albany, Georgia. I think we do. Yep, we do. Okay, let's just bring up, just do correlation coefficients to help speed up the process. I don't see anything on the ground right now with this. So if there was something, it has since lifted, and we're just trying to kind of keep rolling here. Let's go back to, so with that, we're gonna go back to South Carolina for what that tornado emergency was. Tornado was in Sycamore. We were just honestly waiting for a radar update with that. And let's see if we can figure out where we're at. And, system's moving a little slow here. Okay, so we do have a radar update with this. I think let's zoom in to Sycamore. The tornado is likely east of Sycamore now. Yeah, bring up the velocities first. Okay, it's looking a little less intense now. Correlation coefficient. Okay, that's good. All right, let's roll it back a little bit. This tornado may have lifted. Oh, is that the last frame we had? And then here. So 311 and then 317. Oh, man, we're getting 5-minute updates. We're getting 5-minute updates with a tornado emergency. Okay, well, it looks like this has lifted, thankfully. So it's lifted east of Sycamore. There's still rotation. There's still quite a bit of rotation here. This could very easily cycle and drop another tornado very soon. But right now, it's looking like this rotation is broad enough to not warrant a tornado on the ground at this exact moment. If we rolled the radar back a frame or two with the velocities on here, you can see the difference between right now, so what we're seeing right here, the greens and the blue, the greens and the red are there. If we roll back to Allendale and move it over to where we had that tornado rip across downtown Allendale, notice you had a very tight gradient there. So that showing that we might have broader rotation, definitely still probably a very quickly rotating walk cloud with this storm, but maybe not anything on the ground at this exact second. So let's bring it back to current here. So this was at 4 o'clock Eastern time, and now we'll bring it to the current radar frame here in to the east of Allendale and east of Sycamore. Again, still dangerous storm here in Earhart. There's a lot of consonants in this word. So in Earhart, you guys need to still be in your tornado shelter. This could cycle down another tornado at really any moment here, keeping a particularly close eye right along the county line. Go back to reflectivity. See what this supercell is doing. And this one is the most dangerous because it is all on its own. So it could very easily just be a cyclic supercell. And what we mean by a cyclic supercell is it's a storm that will drop a tornado, it'll lift that tornado, and just go ahead and make another tornado and just kind of keep going. These are usually the most intense storms. In a situation like this, where they are on their own in a very favorable environment for tornadoes, they typically do the song and dance of multiple tornadoes being dropped. We're only getting 5-minute updates here with this Charleston radar, so you have to bear with us. Every 5 minutes we're getting a snapshot of what has happened over the last 5 minutes. I don't know, I'm sure we'll see some pictures and videos coming in. I'm sure I could probably check that on my phone right now, honestly. Have you seen anything yet, Justin?
I've seen a video of the rain-wrapped tornado.
Rain-wrapped.
A little bit of damage. Power lines across the road, so we can't really get into town. See much of the damage there.
I'm thumbing through a chat here, and I'm not seeing any pictures at the moment here. So I'm sure we will see some stuff. Unfortunately, we're probably getting. Okay, I think we got a radar update, Justin. Did we? I can't tell.
I think so.
I think we're getting a rate. Yeah, we're in the process of getting an update.
Looks like it's trying to wrap up again.
Yeah, just check correlation coefficient. This could drop something again at any time. It might actually be starting to right now, just to the west of Earhart. So, again, you're in that tornado warning. Get in your shelter. Get into your tornado safe place, wherever that may be. Do not be in a mobile home. That's definitely not a tornado safe place. But we're going to be moving into Earhart now, and this is going to keep going here probably for the foreseeable future until something comes along to kill this storm. So, since we've gotten that update here, let's go back to reflectivity. We have other tornadoes. Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely going to drop another tornado. This may be the tornado-producing storm of the day. We could see some strong tornadoes out of this as it continues to it cycles itself. It has gotten itself back into a very good look here of that hook coming down, the screaming eagle look of the supercell, and the excellent inflow. And yeah, this is going to spin up a tornado if it hasn't already very, very soon. So Earhart, yeah, Justin put in there, that inflow, that warm, unstable air feeding into this storm to allow it to drop another tornado. So even though it lifted, it already did damage in Allendale, it did damage in Sycamore as well, and now this storm's trying to cycle itself and probably drop another tornado as it's on approach to Earhart. And this will continue moving off to the north and to the east here in South Carolina. So while this is happening, we'll get another update here in a few minutes. Let's go over to Georgia. We've had 2 other confirmed tornadoes ongoing here on this tornado outbreak in the southeast. one that was like right over the radar. So, oh, hang on. Let's see this tornado report. I think in north side of Macon. I did see this a little earlier. Oh, wow. Oh, geez. Where are we at, Justin? Excuse me. My allergies have really been bothering me with this cough for like a week now. It's been driving me nuts, guys, so I apologize for the coughing. So, home destroyed, trees and power lines down on Thornwood Drive near Rosa Taylor Elementary School. Confirmed on radar, so this was in Payne City. This is just north of Macon, Georgia. So a lot of tornadoes happening. Again, a lot of storms even going on before we jumped onto this live here. So let's look at what's happening now, though. So that was a little earlier. This is right now. We had this particular storm that hit Jeffersonville right by the radar. We've pulled away from the radar a little bit now, so we should be able to see that debris ball right there. Tornado ongoing. This has been ongoing for a while. I think it crossed Highway 16 a little earlier. We're about to cross Highway 441. Let's zoom in a bit here. I know I don't have all the roads loaded with this, but we are still, yeah, we're going to be crossing Highway 441 very soon. Let's look at the velocity, see how intense this may be. Yeah, that's good enough. We got a tornado. Get that debris ball on there. That is an ongoing tornado. So that's a confirmed tornado happening right now. Not a potential for a tornado imminently. This is a tornado happening right now here in Georgia, right to the northwest of Nicholsville. And I think it just updated. Yeah, it did. What's a correlation coefficient again? Okay, that hasn't updated yet. But if we go back to reflectivity, I bet it's going to be like right about here somewhere. Very, very close to Highway 441 here in Georgia, central Georgia, just to the east of the radar here in east of Jeffersonville. Maybe correlation coefficient might have updated by now. Nope. Okay. Well, we're going to work down the line. So we have this tornado happening right now, and then we have another one that was down to the south of Danville. I guarantee it's right over here somewhere. You see, when you see all these little hooks. Oh, good God. Okay, it looks like Chester's getting hit directly. Yeah, town of Chester. That is not good. That's a bad sign, guys. That's a big debris ball. Let's roll it back a tiny bit. These things, golly, this thing's moving fast. Okay, let's, so that's, yeah, oh, that's not good. Yeah, it's like that was a 5-minute period. Let's like roll back like 10 minutes. Like we were like just on this. Whoop, oh, you're going too far. There we go, 3:15. It was over by Fraser, and now, look how big this debris ball got. Ooh. It's not good. All right, it's already past Chester. Let's look at the velocities. Oh, man, it hasn't even updated. It's gotten ahead of it. So, roll the velocities back. Maybe it isn't. So you can see where the tornado was. Forward. Yeah, okay. So, that's not good. Okay, go back. Correlation coefficient, and yeah, so I'm hoping that this may have maybe on the process of lifting. This is just the debris falling out from the storm, but I think it's very possible that a tornado just hit the north side of the town of Chester and hit a lot of something, because getting that big of a reaction here on our correlation coefficient is not a good sign. We can check. Those are the only two, right? Those are the only two that we had that were confirmed. I guess we can kind of zoom out and work our way down the line a little bit again. It's going to move slow. There's a lot happening at once. Okay, we're a little far away from the radar. Roll this back a couple minutes by Abbeville. Yeah, look at it. Everything's starting to get that little hook, right? Get that clear inflow, getting that good rotation with it. And that's what's making this really difficult. We got a lot of... I mean, we're picking up. I'm assuming we're pretty far from the radar now or something, because
we are. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible that this might be confirmed as well. Let's query this warning here for Rhine, Georgia, the Abbeville, Rhine, Georgia area, heading towards Milan, Georgia. And only 6,000 people infected, but that's still a bunch of people. Does it say it was confirmed or radar confirmed or radar indicated?
Radar indicated.
Radar indicated, so we don't have anything confirmed yet. So let's.
I mean, I have a feeling this might be something.
Yeah, yeah. Go to velocities. So keep that zero. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd agree that something's probably on the ground. We're just kind of far from the radar. Let's go back to just regular radar. Let's zoom it out a little bit. I bet, oh, our warning just updated. I wonder if they just confirmed it. This is going to be heading towards McRae in the next 45 minutes. Is it confirmed now?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Well, I think it's very likely, if there isn't anything on the ground at the moment, that there could be a tornado ongoing very soon here in the Rhine, Georgia area. Let's zoom things out a little bit. Again, a lot of tornado warnings going on all the way down to the south here to the east of Albany. From what we've seen, still nothing on the ground with that. These are all radar indicated heading towards Tifton, Georgia along Highway I-75. Let's jump back to South Carolina now within everything. So we have a bunch of tornado warnings with all of this, but the most significant one may be here, that may have been here in South Carolina. We now have it over the Erhart area. Just zoom in. It looks like it probably is right along Highway 601. Let's bring up the correlation coefficient, see if there's a debris ball. There is. It looks like we have a new tornado formed. So the previous tornado lifted. Looks like this new one has formed between Erhart and Hughes. Bring up velocities. I'm assuming that means that our velocities have tightened up quite a bit again. Yeah. So this, I think this supercell is going to kind of keep going here for a long time as we get probably numerous tornadoes dropping down within this storm through the rest of this afternoon. So it's only 4:30, quite a few more hours of daylight, and there's not a lot ahead of this storm to really interrupt its cycle here of dropping tornadoes. So if you are getting a tornado warning in South Carolina from this storm, you definitely want to make sure you get in your tornado shelter. What's up? What?
People are saying that it's pronounced Earhart.
Earhart?
Yep.
Earhart. Okay. All the consonants, man, they're killing me. Yeah, my chat's not showing up on the screen. When you look on Open Broadcaster, do you see the chat like in the sources on there, Justin?
Yeah.
Is it checked on? It would be white instead of like gray. I'll just look. I'm going to step off the screen for a second. Let me look here. Should be going. Here, scroll it up. Or down. No, chat's off. Click the little eye. Hey, there it is. Okay, I was wondering why I wasn't seeing any of the chats. It's Earhart. Got it. All right, guys, I can see these... Whereas now, so it's hitting cow fields. That's good. All right, I'm seeing the comments on here now, so I should be able to respond to them as they come in, not rely on Justin, who's doing way too many things at once, to see them. So let's just go back to general reflectivity. Again, it looks like this storm is mostly over rural areas, which is good. Again, only 1,900 people, so hitting a lot of fields, which is good. But we do have more people coming up downstream from this. So if we, I'm assuming it's still a PDS warning?
Yes.
Yeah, so particularly dangerous situation warnings, what we're saying with that. So anyone
pretty strong warning with it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, are they talking about being like probably a long tracker? I don't know if they put that in the warnings or if they just do it in mesoscale.
No, they basically just said you're in a life-threatening situation.
Life-threatening situation, yeah. So we're hoping that Allendale did not get seriously impacted by this. So let's zoom it out a little bit and kind of see what's downstream from this storm. So I think this storm might kind of keep going for a while. So it'll cross I-95 probably in the next hour or so. It's south of Orangeburg, and then
just trying to see if any of these are population centers or anything.
I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with southern South Carolina. I think it's kind of rural until you get to Charleston. So there hopefully won't be a ton of people with this, but there's still, I mean, this supercell is going to be worth watching as it keeps chugging along here, and it will eventually cross I-95. Hopefully not as a tornado on the ground. So let's go back over to Georgia, I think. We're just going to kind of keep rotating around here as we got a handful of different storms happening. As far as I know, we've had 3 confirmed tornado warnings, and any hail with it? Pretty minimal hail with this storm. These storms, Ronald. These are pretty much tornado producers. What's this one by Mayfield here? Was this? I don't. Okay, that looks like that's radar confirmed. Then let's do velocities real quick. Yeah, doesn't look as intense as other ones. Let's work our way south. So we got that warning for right just south of I-20. We've had this one that has been confirmed for a while to the east of Jeffersonville. We just got a radar update with that. Let's check in on that one. There's, okay, zoom in on that, and you can see that debris ball here about to cross Highway 112 to the east of Irwinton and north at Chapel's Mill. I think this is a pretty rural area, thankfully, so it should keep chugging along to the east, and then down to the south here, south of Highway Interstate 16. Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, that looks like it's pretty populated.
All right. Oh, let's zoom in here.
That was a large debris ball.
Yeah, it is. That was a big debris ball. This hit Chester like directly. It's about to cross Highway 338. What's this warning say? Is it still just a PDS warning? How many people live in Dublin, Georgia?
It looks decent city. Just how many highways go into it?
I'm just gonna Google it really fast.
Radar confirmed tornado.
Dublin, Georgia. It has 16,000 people in it. So Dublin's a bigger town here, and it's moving pretty much right for them. This is probably a big tornado ongoing. That's a big debris ball. So I would get downstream from this, gonna cross Highway 338. How fast is it moving? 50, right? It says Holland.
This one's 35.
35. Okay, so it'll cross Highway 16 here, Interstate 16 in Harlow, probably in the next 15 minutes. Can you bring back the debris ball and let's track that from
Yep.
the center of the debris ball? Ooh. Oh, maybe it lifted. Notice the debris ball isn't as tightly wound as it was a few minutes ago. That could be good news. I mean, there's a ton of debris. It's done damage. But 35 miles an hour. Yeah, so this will be in Dublin in, about 15 minutes at 4. So it's 4:38. At 4:53, it'll be in Dublin. It'll be into Harlow in the next 10 minutes here at 4:46. Again, it's 4:38 right now Eastern time. So again, bigger population area, about 16,000 people live here in Dublin. I just looked it up. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on this. The debris seems a little more spread out right now, so it's possible that this may not be on the ground at the moment. It's just all the debris fallout happening. Fingers crossed for that, but it's still a dangerous situation. You can get your shelters, especially I'd say Dublin. You guys are going to, if your tornado sirens aren't going off right now, they're going to pretty soon here. Let's go back to just overall reflectivity. Let's clear this out. Yeah, that's where your tornado will be. Again, you're getting a thunderstorm right now in Dublin, and then that potential for tornadoes actually back behind the thunderstorm. The southeast is crazy. You guys are able to get tornadoes like in the middle of rain. It's wild. Let's zoom things out a little bit, kind of see where. Oh, I see another tornado warning down here, just south of Dublin, actually. So sirens might already be going off. Check out this storm, south of 319, just east of Cadwell. Okay, I don't see anything on the ground with this, at least. Velocities. Okay, so that looks a little broad rotation, but rotation nonetheless. Be careful with that. These storms have been tightening up and dropping a tornado pretty fast here this evening. So, I have a red light showing up. Oh no, my battery's gonna die, Justin. So, I'm gonna have you take over for a minute while I switch out. turn on the webcam mic, and we'll switch over. You got it turned on? Okay, and you can just talk.
All right, so we're just gonna keep monitoring these tornadoes. Keep monitoring them as they move across southeast. We have, I believe, 2 on the ground right now. One in South Carolina, another one in Georgia, possibly 2 in Georgia. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump back up to South Carolina, and we can check out that one that's been producing tornadoes for at least an hour now. So the CCs aren't too crazy on it, but it does look like there might be something right in here. So as John said, this is probably going to be the tornado producer of the day. It's a cyclic supercell, which basically means it just cycles and continues to produce tornadoes as it moves across. So definitely going to keep an eye on that. It looks like it's trying to cycle, may even be trying to form a new updraft up in here. It's trying to pull itself back out to the warm air. So these things survive off the warm air, so it's doing its best to try to stay out and not get undercut by any of the cold air behind it. So we'll watch for the recycling up here, and I kind of want to go and check that storm out that was heading towards Dublin, Georgia. So let's go do that real quick.
My audio back?
What?
My audio back?
Yeah.
Okay, you can kill the webcam mic then.
Good.
But you can. There we go. Also, look at that. We got a camera. You guys can actually see Justin here. Allendale is now in the clear. Yes, there is another severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like, but tornado-wise, nothing right now. And if there is any sort of tornadic circulation, it'll be south of Allendale. So I think you guys in Allendale are in the clear. Unfortunately, the damage is already done. It looks like a lot of the town has been impacted by that. So were we checking out Dublin, you said, Justin? Yeah. We were going to check out. Let's go look over there.
I'm curious about that debris ball.
Yeah.
Which one was the Dublin one? There's so many tornado warnings.
Yeah, there's a bunch of tornado warnings going on right now. We're full on tornado outbreak here. There it is, right up here.
It looks like it's not as strong.
Yeah, it does not. It looks like the storm to the south might be trying to take over, which would probably spare Dublin. Let's zoom in a little bit. You're welcome, Courtney. Roll it back a tiny bit. Again, there's a lot of debris here. It's not as clear, so I'm hoping that means that the tornado may have lifted, but it's hard to say. I would just maintain. Yeah, bring back. We just got an update. Bring back velocity. It's a little vague, or just general reflectivity. I think Harlow, if there's anything on the ground, it'll be 16 imminently here. If there is a tornado still ongoing, and it's not just debris fallout, we will see it, unfortunately, very clearly once we get to Dublin, Georgia here. And about 16,000 people here in Dublin, the town itself. Of course, there's the outlying towns as well. And I think this is, again, moving in the general direction of Dublin, Georgia. And this will, again, they're going to issue another tornado warning. I don't know why they wouldn't for Dublin for this storm here, because it's had that tornado ongoing and moving pretty quick to the northeast at 35 miles an hour. So again, this tornado warning will update and include all of Dublin. I'm sure tornado sirens will go off in the next few minutes here. It's 4:45 in South Carolina right now, and I think we'll have that new tornado warning. We have another tornado warning down to the south that does include part of southern. We're here. Let's check out the velocities and the correlation coefficient. This, I can see this, like we zoom in pretty far. I don't know when this had last updated, but that's a pretty tight couplet right there. I could see this be potentially the next tornado that drops, because you have those greens and those reds coming together pretty tight right in here just to the east of Highway 319, and that's also moving off to the east here. So if we go to reflectivity and we just zoom it out a little bit, there are a lot of tornado warnings in central Georgia right now. Dublin probably being the biggest population center at this exact moment that could be getting impacted, but I mean, there's tornado warnings up and down this line. We are getting a fair number of tornadoes even within the line of storm. So even knowing it may not look like a supercell like the one in South Carolina, we are still managing to drop some tornadoes. Looks like Justin just brought up here to the west of Tifton, Georgia. So it's west of I-75 or by Excelsior. That's a fun town name. Let's in the Scooterville area. Notice the tight couplet showing up here. Is anything showing up on correlation coefficient to indicate something on the ground? No, but we're kind of far from the radar. So if we do reflectivity, we might see, okay, so this will probably be rain wrap too, if we saw anything with it. I don't think there's anything confirmed at this exact moment unless the warning tells me otherwise.
I'll query it for you. I'll query it for you.
Yeah, but it could drop anything it could drop something at any moment. Any of these tornado warnings, you could have a tornado quickly. So you hear those sirens go off, your phone starts going crazy, get yourself into your tornado safe place. Tifton's a little bit more populated. We have about 29,000 people impacted with this. But notice, hail sizes are small, not too much hail with these storms. These are primarily tornado producers, which has been the case the last couple of storm systems. We've had a record number of tornadoes in March, and we're just chugging along here, guys. And this storm system we're calling Carter, pumping out tornadoes as well. And I think next week we may see something a little more ominous as well, a little further to the west into the plains, where there may also be some big hail mixing in the mix here with the tornadoes. Was it confirmed, Justin?
It is radar indicated.
Radar indicated. Okay, cool. So don't be scared, be prepared on there, right? You know, you find out, figure out where you are. Again, if you end up in a tornado warning, just get yourself into safety. You can replace stuff, can't replace lives. So let's go back towards Dublin, Georgia. Wherever that is at, there it is.
Right there. It looks like they dropped the tornado.
They dropped the tornado warning altogether, huh?
Guess so.
Let's bring up velocities first.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't, okay, it might have weakened quite a bit here. And the correlation coefficient, I think, yeah, this might just be debris fallout, unless they are seeing some, you know, this might just be the debris fallout from earlier in Chester. So what happens a lot of times, again, correlation coefficients indicating objects in the sky that, you know, may or may, you know, the more correlation, like rain, it's all purple. Little correlation, like a 2x4 or like part of a tree, you know, that's going to cause the correlation to go down and cause the cooler color to show up. We do that for hail. It shows up on hail, for hail really nice, because hail is going to be varying in sizes and shapes, but it shows debris balls and just debris fallout very well. So there might just be debris falling out here along I-16, and hopefully no tornado, because we now no longer have a tornado warning. So, but the velocities don't really look like very favorable at all. We go to that, notice there isn't the tight circulation that we had off to the south where the tornado warning is. So in Dublin itself, no tornado warning. You may be getting some debris falling down a little bit, like pieces of paper and leaves and stuff, but hopefully we don't see a resurgence of a tornado here in Dublin. Again, about 16,000 people, maybe more than that, live in this general area, so that would be no good if we had a tornado rip through there. Down to the south, we do have a tornado warning in south of Dublin, and bring up the velocities again. This might be trying to go outflow dominant.
Yeah, it looks pretty bright.
I mean, this is a delay. I think this is like an old image, but if we do go back to reflectivity, notice how we have a big bow right here. So it kind of just arches out from the line. That usually indicates you have a surge of air rushing out in front of the storm. And that generally happens, so with a tornado you have inflow, and then you have the tornado, and then we call it a rear flank downdraft, which is actually like the outflow coming down and around the tornado. Sometimes when that outflow overpowers the inflow, you have the rush of the cooler air rushing out in front of the storm, and it can cut off the inflow, cut off that tornado. So everything shifts from a tornado risk to more a damaging straight line wind risk, and that'll show up as a bow echo on radar. And that seems to be generally what it looks like here a rush of cool air along Interstate 16. I don't think our velocities have updated a whole heck of a lot, and I think it's kind of indicating that just visually on reflectivity. So let's go ahead. Let's check back in on
South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah,
Someone asked about Bamberg, South
Bamberg. I
Carolina.
don't know where that's actually at. That'd be some. You guys may have to remind me a little bit. I try really hard to know exactly where everything is. I was doing coverage for about 3 hours last night, and I kept forgetting places in the Dallas Metroplex that I know pretty well, and it can be a lot sometimes. So let's check in here in South Carolina. This was the storm that dropped a tornado in and triggered a tornado emergency in Allendale. That has since passed. Here we're now getting close to Branchville, South Carolina. Let's bring up the velocity, see, okay, there's rotation. That's very clear rotation here. Where the greens and the reds come together, that's where things are rotating and can have, are you live on TikTok?
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Hello, TikTok. Sorry, I saw that in the corner of my eye.
Oh.
If people put questions in there, feel free to shout them out too, Andrea. Okay, so anyway, so we have the rotation. If we zoom in here, Justin, to the west of Branchville.
Yeah, Jaden, it looks like this rotation is going to go to the south of Bamberg. You can see it up on the screen. John.
Okay.
It's
There we go.
right there. So
Yeah, south of Bamberg.
And
New
we saw
tornado
new
warning
tornado
just got
warning
issued,
on it.
though, and this extends all the way to I-95 by the St. George and Santee area, Holy Hill, Santee, Bowman, but still fairly rural, only about 4,600 people being impacted by this, but it really looks like, is it radar confirmed, radar indicated, confirmed, or what?
radar indicating, they obviously noted that this storm has a history of producing tornadoes.
Yeah. If we bring up correlation coefficient with this, so this is where that rotation is, we don't have anything confirming anything on the ground. As you recall earlier from just what we were looking at before, we had that drop in correlation coefficient with the blues and the greens. But here, notice nothing on the ground at the moment. And if we go back to velocities, there is a tight circulation. So I think a tornado could drop really at any time. Here by Farrell Crossing, that'll cross over to Highway 78 near Highway 61 in the general Branchville area. I think you guys are going to be the most likely location. Again, nothing confirmed on the ground at the moment, but if it does drop something, it's got a shear of 107 miles an hour. That's enough to make a tornado for sure. I think what's the wind speeds for an EF2? I don't know. I don't remember what the minimum threshold for EF2 is for a strong tornado, but nonetheless, any tornado is strong if it hits you, right? So if you have a tornado, I'd better safe than sorry. Get yourself in a tornado shelter if you're in the Branchville area. So again, I think this storm will likely drop something else. We've already had at least a tornado dropped with this. Did we just get another tornado warning off to the west,
so.
south and west? Let's shift on over and let's see what's happening here.
South of Allendale.
Okay, so storm east of Allendale here. Look at that. We have oh dang, man. We got another tornadic supercell. This is past Allendale, thankfully. But it's gonna be close to Earhart. Let's query this new warning for the storm right here. You can see that circulation. Man, there must be like a boundary or something right here that these storms are riding on. For them to go back to back like this.
Sycamore's under the gun again. Radar indicated moving northeast at 35.
Not a ton of people in it here, so it might be a lot of cow fields, hopefully. Again, we've already had like the towns get impacted with this. Let's bring up correlation coefficient, see if there's any debris. Not yet. That's a tight circulation though, so we have a couple tight circulations with this here in South Carolina. So if we zoom it out a little bit, we probably can see both of them at the same time. Yeah, kind of. The word Branchville gets in the way. It's one kind of sort of over here. It's hard to see. And the other one, the newest one, a new storm that formed pretty much over Allendale, is now moving off to the northeast. So we have a couple different storms that are tornado warned here in South Carolina. Again, we've had a pretty tornadic day so far today, and that trend seems to be continuing. Let's go reflectivity, and then let's check in on Georgia again. Unless there's somewhere else that there's tornado warnings that I don't know about at the moment. kind of zoomed, we're kind of focused in on a couple areas. So if you're just joining us, we did have a tornado emergency earlier that has since ended. Hey, is there one down here by Savannah?
Yeah.
Let's check in on this. We got another tornado warning, another isolated supercell. These isolated guys are the ones I'm most concerned about for like stronger tornadoes. There's your velocities right there. Your rotation, it's different colors, green and blue, but same idea. And then bring up correlation coefficient, see if there's anything happening. Ooh, that's
far from the radar right now.
Huh?
Yeah. I was just seeing how far we're measuring it up. At.
Is there a Savannah radar? I don't even remember. Either way, we don't have it loaded, so we're kind of just on riding off this. We're far away, and I'm seeing some low CCs. Roll it back a little bit.
Oh, sorry, I just queried it.
All right, is it confirmed, I guess?
No, radar indicated.
Okay, Claxton,
Tornado
Glenville,
and quarter-size hail.
Pembroke, Reedsville. So there might be some hail in this. Let's go back to reflectivity and just kind of see. I mean, that could be just hail. Could be a little pocket of quarter-size hail there. Hopefully it's not a tornado. But yeah, we could see another tornado with this in the Claxton, Pembroke area of Georgia. So this is in far southeastern sections of Georgia. So a lot of tornado warnings. I mean, the risk was pretty high there today across southern Georgia, and it seems to really be coming into fruition with this. Let's check other areas. Again, we've had a ton of tornado warnings today. Just in the time that we've been live, there's been a bunch of tornado warnings. We have a new tornado warning here. Ah, crap. I hope this didn't actually hit Dublin. Just unwarned. We're keeping an eye on this too. Let's bring up, see if there's, oh geez, okay. Yeah, this thing probably cycled back up pretty quick. Correlation coefficient, see if we have a debris ball. Okay, let's roll it back a tiny bit. See what we missed. Okay.
Looks like this is north of that old circulation.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I think everything might have just, we go back to velocities. So here's that circulation. So that looks like it might be kind of new. Let's roll it back as it moved over Dublin. Yep, yeah, so looks like it goes from the storm to the north and it just kind of surged out and then curled itself in. So we could have another possible tornado situation heading to the north and east.
Wow.
And then what about east of KC today? SBC has a discussion. I'll talk about that in a second, Hunter. I'm going to have to look at that on my phone, honestly. We have another, that looks pretty good here. I guess it did not go outflow dominant here along I-16 to the east of Dublin. Yeah,
We tried to.
We tried to, but that inflow didn't give up. Anything on correlation coefficient? Anything showing on the ground? Nope, not yet. But we do have a new tornado warning that goes all the way to Swainsboro, it looks like. I'm assuming that's just Swainsboro, Gillis Springs, Adrian, and that's till 5:30. So that's about a half hour here on the East Coast. We're about to be 5 o'clock on the East Coast. I'm gonna check on my phone really quick. Someone asked about Kansas City. So I gotta look outside of our area. I do see a mesoscale discussion over there. We do not have, I can tell you right now, we don't have radars loaded up over there. So it's unlikely there's a watch, 20% chance of a watch here for Missouri. Scattered, strong to isolated severe potential are expected to develop ahead of a cold front next few hours. Large hail and damaging gusts is the main threat, though a brief tornado can't be ruled out. A watch issuance is not currently anticipated given the isolated nature of the severe threat. Convective initiations underway across Livingston County, Missouri ahead of a cold front. And thumb through here to get away from some of the more technical stuff in this discussion. Storm cover should increase the remainder of the afternoon. Mediocre shear instability should temper the severe threat to a degree. Only isolated damaging gusts and large hailstones would be likely, and a brief tornado can't be ruled out. So looking at this on my phone, on radar scope, I do not, there could be an isolated storm that pops up near Kansas City, but I think it'll likely be either too far to the east or to the south of Kansas City to answer Hunter's question that we had here. It sounds like trains going by. So, what are we looking at here? We got a storm here in Branchville.
Branchville, yeah.
Okay. Looking a little messy on velocities. I mean, there's rotation back here by Branchville. Is there any confirmation of a tornado or anything? If there's a debris ball or anything showing up? It doesn't look like it, so probably still just radar indicated. Let's go to the one off to the west now. Dang, man, that one looks pretty good. Like, I could see this south of Sycamore dropping a tornado as well. That's wild. Like, getting them back to back like this. So, April's off to a pretty quick start here after we had a quiet weekend, but we hit the new work week and all kinds of tornadic activity with this. So, these are over fairly rural areas, though, thankfully. Unfortunately, Allendale and Sycamore already were impacted pretty intensely. Let's just go back to normal reflectivity. Looks like everything's trying to update here. So it'll update over time. Oof, jeez, man, dang, dude. No, that could be dropping something pretty soon. Look at that hook. When you see them hooked down like that, curling in, you have the rotation that we were just showing. That's usually not a good sign for tornadic activity. Looks like here over by the east of Bamberg, over by Bowman, that's supercell. I think we're starting to kind of get away from. We might be getting kind of far from the radar, are we? I don't know where the radar's at. We're not that far from the radar. Storm might not be looking as good. Here's Charleston. Charleston's okay. There's nothing going on there. I know you guys are under a tornado watch, but just a watch, not a warning. Let's just check these one more time since the radar just updated, and we probably have updates of the other products. So this is reflectivity, updates on velocity, and on correlation coefficient.
On which one?
The two storms in South
Oh,
Carolina. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Just because these are, yeah, so we have update. Man, this thing is still got pretty tight circulation. It's not the strongest in the world, but I mean, it's still there. Anything showing up on CCs? Are we getting a debris ball or anything?
Nope.
Not really. Probably a pretty easy to see spinning wall cloud, I'm sure. And then over here by Branchville, I mean, this is starting to get kind of messy looking. But hopefully nothing shows up on correlation coefficient real quick. Yeah, nope. Okay, cool. So nothing on the ground with this as it approaches I-26 and I-95. Let's go back to Georgia. Wait, hang on. I saw another tornado warning off to the north.
Oh, yep.
By Sumter. So this is south of Columbia. Difference between a watch and a warning. So a tornado watch is conditions are favorable for tornadic storms to form within the watch time frame. A warning is that tornado within a storm is imminent, thus the warning. And then you have a confirmed tornado warning. That will say that there's a tornado happening, and then it goes up from there. Particularly dangerous means it's a dangerous tornado. And then a tornado emergency is a dangerous tornado going to a major population center. So here by St. Matthews, we have a tornado warning in effect now. Notice we have a little couplet there. Anything on correlation coefficient, we're kind of far from Charleston's radar, so ooh, maybe. What does the warning say? Is this confirmed or is it radar indicated?
Let's see here.
Kane, Savannah, Paxville, Pinewood, Privateer, about 12, just under 13,000 people are in this tornado warning here. And this is south of Columbia and south of Sumter, South Carolina.
It's radar indicated. Their train spotter reported a funnel cloud northeast of St. Matthews.
Okay, so somebody reported a funnel cloud, so not any confirmation on this, if this is on the ground or not. The correlation coefficient is lower, but we are kind of far away from Charleston's radar, and I don't think we loaded up Columbia's radar. We only can pick so many, so we were trying to spread out the risk area for today, and I'm kind of surprised we're getting the tornado risk this far to the north. So that's 3 tornado warnings here, right here in Fairfax, apparently. Up towards Sycamore and backways are all torn up. Yes, Savannah, yeah, there was indeed a couple of scary-looking tornadoes that impacted Allendale and the Sycamore area. I don't know what's going on with this storm here by Pembroke. There's a lot of low CCs, but velocity-wise, it might be a case that we're kind of far from the radar or something. It's looking a little messy, but there's, again, tornado warning, Pembroke, Claxton. Let's just get in your tornado shelters if you're in these polygons here to right to the east of Highway 25 and south of 280. Let's jump back to reflectivity and just kind of jump around Georgia. We have a lot of tornado warnings happening right now. Actually, how about this? Let's zoom it out a bit to show the region, right? And let's kill the radar for a second. You know how to do that, Justin? All right, let's count the tornado. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 ongoing tornado warnings right now in South Carolina and in Georgia. The orange are your severe thunderstorm warnings, and this yellow is the tornado watch. Let's turn the radar back on. I see we just got a tornado. That might be is that the funnel cloud report you mentioned?
I would imagine that's what that LSR is that we can check.
Yeah, let's check that. Let's bring the radar back on. Just wanted to show you guys all the ongoing tornado warnings right now without the radar cluttering everything. And we can check in on this tornado report. I'm assuming this is the funnel cloud report that you mentioned in the warning. Yes. Okay, funnel cloud nearly touching the ground. So it's very possible that was actually a tornado if it was, depending on the chaser, I guess, is nearly touching the ground. So that could, for storm chasers, nearly touching the ground could be 1,000 foot off the ground, or it could be literally like just they can't see the ground and confirm if it's actually getting ground rotation. But there is quite a bit of rotation right along Highway 601 here, just to the east of St. Matthews. And the correlation coefficient it's showing lower correlation coefficient, but a little far from the radar. So I can't tell if that is actually a debris ball. If it was, it makes sense that that's where it would be. But we are, again, a little far away, a little fuzzier to tell what is happening right now with this within our storm. So keep an eye on this as it continues pushing east towards Pinewood and Privateer and south of Sumter, South Carolina. So let's go back into Georgia now. We had all those other warnings happening. So we have that one to the south, and then over here by Bruton to the east of Dublin. Okay, it's looking more like a line of storms, but if we bring up velocity, it's going to be a little deceiving. We do have little areas of rotation showing up here. So this is the storm that got warned just east of Bruton. Doesn't look as good now on the velocity standpoint. Let's bring up see if there's any debris. There is not. That's good. Let's roll the radar back a couple frames. We haven't looked at it in a minute. So see if anything did show up. It looks like, yeah, it did for a minute there. Looks like we had something and kind of quickly went away. And now here, looks like, yeah, we had the debris fall out or something. Was that like another tornado or something? Down like almost due east of Dublin? Yeah, like where my finger's at. Bring up velocity for this frame. No, it might have just been falling out debris from an earlier tornado. So what is it right now? 409. Okay, so we have, look at that circulation here right by Highway 80, east of Dublin. Again, right over Adrian here. Anything? Okay, so just rotation. So again, probably you might see a funnel cloud, might see a rotating wall cloud. Excuse me. And this continues moving off to the east. Any other tornado warnings down the line here that we have to go over? Okay, the Tifton area, is that still tornado warned? I can't tell.
Yes.
Okay, let's check that one out. I know that one was, I can't tell where it's going to be at based on.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks like it's gone linear.
Yeah.
So that's good. So I asked, could this be our first EF5 this year? The storm by Allendale? I don't think so. It very possible. It looks likely it's a strong tornado, but I haven't seen any pictures of damage or anything. All the rankings are based on damage, and they're not based on wind speeds anymore. That's what wind speed could cause is said damage. This severe thunderstorm here east of Patterson. That one might just have hail. The Allendale tornado emergency. Yes, likely a strong tornado was ongoing with that. You don't issue tornado emergencies for anything other than really strong tornadoes. But EF5, no. It didn't look as impressive on radar as, like, say, the Mayfield tornado, and that one was still in EF4. So this one's south of Jessup. This is just severe thunderstorm warned, but based off of the velocities here and the fact that it's an isolated supercell, very likely this little guy could end up going tornado warned as well. But this, as it heads towards I-95, we're in eastern Georgia, southeast Georgia right now. So off to the north a little bit by Savannah. This is west of Savannah. We saw this tornado warned storm that is messy as all crap looking. Bringing up CCs and velocities. Okay, the velocities are always looking more focused on what I need to be looking at here for tornado potential, where you see the greens and the blues and reds coming together. And then let's go to, all right, well, we're far enough away from the radar. Don't think I see anything confirmed, but nonetheless, that is continuing to be tornado warned here on Highway 280 south of I-16. This is to the west of Savannah, Georgia. All right. I think what I'm going to do right now is have Justin talk for a while because I need to drink some water. I'm coughing quite a bit. So I will just walk off the screen here and we'll let Justin take over for a minute.
All right, well, John's getting a drink of water. Jump through these tornadoes warnings real quick up in South Carolina. Start with the one to the north that had a reported funnel cloud on it. Again, this is pretty far away from the radar site, so it's going to be hard for us to really tell if anything is on the ground. Everything's pretty messy, but again, that's just because we're pretty far away from the radar site. So we'll jump down to ones a little closer. Keep these velocities on. The one by Earhart actually has pretty strong rotation. Let's look that on reflectivity. Yeah, this thing is trying to wrap up. So as you can see, still trying to pull that warm air in. Has a classic supercell shape to it. Switch over to velocity or correlation coefficient. Doesn't look like anything's on the ground at the moment, but this is probably the best looking velocity signature that we have right now. So again, some of the same areas that were impacted by the Allendale tornado as it raced off to the northeast. This one's a little bit further to the south. I think we got an updated tornado warning, so we can check that real quick on this. Let's see here. Luckily, this one, 112 people impacted. That's good to see when you see a strong storm like that. So it's radar indicated location. So nothing confirmed at the moment with this. Like I said, this is definitely the best looking storm right now, at least in South Carolina. So let's just zoom back out. And we just looked at that one. Let's go back over into Georgia. Yeah, these are starting to look pretty linear when you look at reflectivity, but let's look at velocity just to make sure. Sometimes with these ones that go linear, you'll get something on the backside. They're called bookend vortexes, and sometimes they'll spin up and they'll be rain wrapped tornadoes. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. Sometimes you see them in this general area where these tornado warnings are currently. You'll have the big line of strong winds to the south, and then you'll get a rotation basically up here north of that area. So something to have to keep an eye on. Definitely still some rotation, especially inside that yellow circle. But right now, the most concerning storms are going to remain a little bit to the east and north here. Let's see, man, this actually looks pretty decent. The one that's just to the west of Savannah. So let's take this reflectivity. I don't know when we got the last update on this particular one. Let's get a correlation. Yeah, I mean, we're so far away from the radar, it's just messy, but there is some rotation in there, so something we'll have to keep an eye on. that will definitely miss Savannah. So that is good. It should go to the north, kind of squeeze in between, should cross over I-16 and then eventually make it to I-95. So I'm going to jump back up here to the storm because I think John's about to jump back on. So I'm going to bring up the most impressive storm for him right now because it is just,
Oh, dang.
it is absolutely looking more and more impressive each scan.
Yeah, that's, oh my God, okay. I did see a video while I was drinking some water of the Allendale tornado, and it was pretty mean. I see Andrea in the background of your shot. It's funny. Have we had anything on TikTok or any
No
comments?
questions yet, just
Okay,
thanks
just
for
people
the
saying
coverage.
things. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just figured to ask. Okay, so yeah, this storm looks pretty mean here by Earhart to East Earhart, showing up. The velocity seems a little displaced from the reflectivity.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's just like the timing's off or something. But the correlation coefficient, are we showing any kind of tornado?
Yep,
Yep,
there it is.
they sure do. Okay, let's zoom in on this then.
It was not there last frame.
Was not?
No.
Yeah, well I mean, as you were probably saying, that it was pretty impressive looking. Yeah, that's definitely something mean here in South Carolina. Gonna cross Highway 362. I think we had the earlier tornado cross 362, if I'm not mistaken, just a little bit earlier. So yeah, that's gonna be probably another mean tornado within this. So whatever, I don't know if there was a boundary or something in place or just conditions are primed here, but we're getting multiple tornadic supercells kind of training over the same basic area. Thankfully, this has dropped after Earhart and after Allendale and Sycamore that have already impacted by that tornado. But good Lord, yeah, this is about as clear as you get of an intense supercell here. Curling around, that tornado is right there at the end of your hook. Got that inflow, even with the rain, doesn't seem to care. You're getting that warm inflow in there, and we made your tornado icon a little big. Yeah, he tried. So an attempt was made. So nonetheless, tornado ongoing with this storm as it's moving off to the north and to the east. Thankfully, it looks like this area is rather rural, so shouldn't be a ton of folks in line for this, at least for a while. But you know, if you're in this tornado warning, if you're one of the folks that's in this tornado warning, you need to get yourself to your tornado safe places that heads towards St. George. As the storm off to the northeast of Branchville, yeah, only 2,600 people are in this warning, so that's good.
Looks like it's trying to get its shape together.
Yeah, over here by the east of Branchville. So again, that hook coming in here again too was look like on a velocity standpoint. Okay, yeah. It's not looking as impressive as a storm that has a tornado right now, but it is nonetheless. It's still spinning, and it could definitely warrant that tornado warning as we are crossing a couple major interstates here of I-26 and I-95. As I-26, I think that has down to Charleston, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't it? I think so. Yep, goes straight into Charleston. So where it crosses I-95 and I-26 connect, have that intersection. That's where that storm is. We have a tornado ongoing again. Thankfully, well east of Allendale. Allendale, I don't think hopefully you don't see any other tornado warnings this evening. How's everything looking in Georgia? Has things changed at all in the time that I went to go drink some water? Is this that? Oh, that looks like very different from before. Okay, this is near Pembroke, Georgia. I'm gonna guess that velocities are gonna be kind of intense over here, and then the correlation coefficient might be kind of intense, maybe.
Oh, look, they might have something there.
Sure does. Okay, all right, let's zoom in. This is right on Highway 280. Jeez, okay. Yeah, and Rika and southward, and by Pembroke is that's probably. I'm assuming that's confirmed. That doesn't look too good.
Looks like they haven't updated the warning on it, but.
They
I'll
haven't?
look. No. They have not.
I think roll the radar back just while we're on correlation coefficient. So screwed, says Michael. Where are you at, Michael?
Yeah, it's somewhere in. You can see it drop out there.
Yeah, it
I
definitely.
mean, they were
dropped.
messy, but
Yeah,
that's pretty.
yeah.
ominous.
If we go back to, I'll have my hand right where the debris ball likely is. Let's go back to reflectivity. Just like current.
Oh, current.
Yeah, this is just my bootleg way of determining. So my hand's right where it's at. Maybe. Where's velocity again? Over here. I mean, everything seems kind of offset a little bit, but the presentation of the storm looks particularly concerning. Having that big hook, that clear inflow, and a separated out supercell here. I wouldn't be shocked if we have a tornado either ongoing or very, very close to ongoing to the west of the town of Pembroke, Georgia, moving generally to the east towards South Carolina. So we've had quite a bit going on. I have never gotten a tornado warning in Sumter, South Carolina. I don't think Sumter has a tornado warning right now. I think that's primarily to the south. I'll have to check, but this storm in Georgia is looking mean. Again, when they're isolated all along by itself, that's your higher likelihood of seeing more intense, strong tornado potential. I think I mentioned on the TikTok live earlier, anything isolated had that better chance for the strong tornadoes for today. And that seems to be really coming into fruition here in parts of South Carolina and southeastern Georgia. I guess let's go over by where the Sumter area is. I'm assuming that's that storm closer to Columbia. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I see the tornado warning it has the western parts of Sumter in it. Again, we're far away from the radar here, but it looks like the storm is going to primarily, it's looking like, we're too far. But,
Oops.
the hell did you do?
Preset type.
This is generally moving to the east, so the majority of Sumter, you may have your sirens going off, you may have that tornado warning, but I think the tornadic circulation is well to your south, and that should pass to your south going west to east. So I think we're far away from this, so I'm not going to focus too much, honestly, because we're unable to see it too great. But nonetheless, I know I had a question about Sumter. You're going to hear the sirens, you're going to be in that tornado warning, but I think that circulation is well to your south. They just got a radar update. So that, again, staying well to your south, that blanket county size warning here. I think the tornado potential, you really can shave that northern half of it off because it's going to likely not be there. So let's look in other areas here. When's the last time we've checked in like central Georgia? I don't know what you covered while I was.
I covered it for a bit, and then those other supercells just looked really impressive. So
yeah, is there anything tornado warned now by?
Yeah, there still is up here.
By Wrightsville and Swan.
Looks like it's all going pretty linear though.
Yeah, let's just do velocity. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
this is starting to look more like strong winds, which is good. I mean, strong winds can still be very destructive, but less destructive so than a major tornado. So I think this, do correlation coefficient real quick, just to make sure we don't have like a sneaky debris ball or anything. Oh, we do actually. There it is.
What was that?
Son of a gun. Like down here. Really? Down there?
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay. All right. Well, you got that tornado warning. Let's roll it back a little bit. It's very possible it's debris ball.
Heather is saying Pembroke, Georgia, like southeast Georgia.
Yeah, that's one we were just on.
Okay, yeah, we'll jump back to it. I'm assuming it's on the ground now, pretty obvious.
Oh, that does look like a debris ball.
Yeah, that is a debris ball. Whoopsie doodle. There you go. That's a tornado. Okay, so even when we're thinking that's crazy. Like you look at it on reflectivity, you couldn't tell that there's a tornado there.
Yeah.
For crap. And you look
I
at it on
kind of
velocity.
explained what
and
a
you
bookend
can't even
vortex
tell.
was.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, like go shloop. Yeah, up in there. Yeah. Let's go over to that Pembroke storm. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looked good before, and now it's really, really that's happening. I can't deny that now. Go correlation coefficient. Jesus. Okay. That is probably a big tornado. I mean, again, we're debating before, but yeah, this is just. Oh no! I hope this town didn't just get like wiped out. Let me zoom in. I know I don't have the roads loaded up, but also it looks like probably some hail too. Got the hail spike right by I-16. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, big debris ball.
Oh yeah, on radar scope it's like black CCs because I pulled up a closer radar.
Oh yeah. I'm assuming. Yeah, this is. Yeah, we're picking this up from a little bit further away. Because again, we can't load up 1,000 radars on this thing, and I'm gonna assume.
Yeah, that town probably took a direct hit.
Jesus. Okay.
I'm not sure how big of a town that is, but
I don't either.
what is it, Pembroke?
Pembroke. It's a little town, but they definitely took a direct hit, and there's a lot of debris in the air now. So. Is that hail? Like, this might also be hail right along I-16. It's either hail or debris. They've got a hail spike, so this is hail. Yeah, it's hail. That's hail, I think. Yeah, because the last time I've seen a hail spike, the little thing sticking out here for debris was the Mayfield tornado, and that was on the debris ball. So.
Yeah, it looks like it's bouncing off of whatever's up here over our I-16.
Yeah, so that's hail. That's hail falling, but definitely a big, dangerous tornado here in Pembroke. I'm assuming this reissued tornado warning is a PDS tornado warning.
Yeah, I imagine. Let's see. 52,000 people.
Dang, what's in the path of this? Garden City, Pooler, Port Wentworth, Rincon. 52,000 is a lot of folks. What bigger towns in here? I mean, Pembroke isn't super big, but I think they definitely did just take a direct hit from this tornado, and it looks pretty mean on the latest update.
Oh, they included the northern half of Savannah.
Ah, okay.
I don't know if they think it's going to be a right mover or not. It's pretty
Yeah.
large.
Okay, so that makes sense. Let's
I mean, if it starts going right, that's not a good sign.
no, that's not a good sign. Okay, let's bring up correlation coefficient again. Okay, so we got a couple of different things happening. We got hail, probably pretty big, here along I-16, and we got a big tornado down here that just impacted Pembroke, Georgia, moving generally to the northeast. But the National Weather Service, I think Charleston covers Savannah. They painted a pretty wide picture here. Let's zoom it out a little bit so you can see the scope of the tornado warning. I mean, they included parts of Savannah, so I'm assuming that they're not sure where it's going to go, if it's going to continue going northeast, or if Justin said a right turn, that would be bad news, because that usually when they turn right, then they can really get very intense. But this looks like that. I mean, the velocities. We haven't had a radar update in a second, but I'm assuming the velocities are no joke. Yeah, so likely a strong tornado happening here just to the east of Pembroke, and it looks like it hit Pembroke directly. A very large debris ball with this tornado, so that is going to be heading right forward towards Interstate 16. So hopefully people can see this. Thankfully, when you look out on reflectivity, you can likely see this tornado. It's not going to be wrapped in rain. This little ball here is kind of out away from the rain. So that's one of the saving grace. You can see it coming at least. If you are driving down the interstate and you see a big scary cloud, that's going to be your tornado. There, we haven't had a radar update in a minute, but I'm assuming it's probably about here now, over by South Highway 119, and the hail likely has kind of shifted probably north a little bit more, but okay, they just have that one big tornado warning now. So we will get a radar update here in a minute eventually, but this is a very impressive looking storm. There it is. Okay, yeah, so we have now, it's moving pretty much due east, right? It looks east-northeast maybe. Reported tornado on ground with damage in Pembroke. That, again, that makes perfect sense based off of the very intense debris ball. Small town. Hopefully we didn't wipe out a whole town here. Scary stuff here, guys. Definitely a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado. Very intense circulation here, and I'm assuming probably a pretty big debris ball as well. Yep, there it is right there. So it's a little messy. We have some hail falling too. So right here, north of I-16, that's hail. This is a hail spike of the hail getting refracted off that radar. And then that big blue circle right in here, that is your tornado itself. That's your debris ball that's impacted Pembroke and continuing moving to the east. Hopefully, this does not go into the northern sections of Savannah, Georgia, because this looks like a pretty strong tornado. Again, this is probably like our third or fourth strong tornado of the day.
Yeah.
This is definitely probably at least the third one since this stream. The Allendale one, probably the one that just happened off to the east, and now this one here.
Someone asked about the Branchville.
Branchville, okay, let's go over there. Branchville at? Okay, it's off to the north. Looks like this storm, so here's Branchville, storms to your south and moving generally north and east. So shift over to that, velocities. Yeah, that's gonna stay south of Branchville, crossing Highway 21 and Highway 61. And then correlation coefficient, I'm not seeing too much on the, let's roll the radar back a couple minutes because we haven't checked in a second. Oh, is that it? That was like our jump. That's all we got. Okay, so there might not be anything on the ground with this right now. So that's good. So it's still tornado warned. There's still quite a bit of circulation, but for somebody asking in Branchville, it's staying to your south. So that is good.
Yeah, radar indicated still.
Okay. And then what else do we have in South Carolina? This storm looks like it might be weakening a fair bit if we look at velocities to make, yeah. So this doesn't look as intense as it did before. This one dropped the tornado in Allendale earlier, but it's since weakened quite a bit. The storm to the south, just to the southwest of it, looks like it doesn't have anything on the ground at this from this last snapshot, but it's very possible we could have another one soon. Off to the north over by Sumter, we do not have good radar coverage of it, but that tornado warning has been dropped, which is good. So it looks like this is weekend. So I think the most intense tornado warning storm now is the one that's just the east of Pembroke that is potentially going to meander its way towards the northern section of the Savannah, Georgia area. This is a very intense storm. It's probably the best looking storm just on a radar standpoint that we have seen since the Allendale storm a little earlier. And this one actually has some hail with it. And again, that tornado is right here at the end of the hook. So it's like the classic supercell structure. Almost looks like an eagle trying to, like, you know, like go after like its prey or something. So you got the wings coming up here. And then this is basically, I guess, like the talons, right? Like, you gotta use your imagination a little bit. But so you have that very intense inflow. Again, there's nothing to the south of it, of the storm. Savannah, you just have the Atlantic Ocean in Savannah, Georgia with no storms. Got this one storm behind it, but it's not interfering with it because the inflow is pulling from around the storm, pulling into it, and then causing it to have likely a pretty big tornado. I'm assuming we will end up seeing some kind of pictures or videos after this is over of a pretty nasty looking tornado here. We will get a radar update in the next couple minutes, hopefully. I don't know why we're still on 5-minute updates, but we are. So we're gonna have to kind of let this ride a little bit here. I'm gonna see if I got a radar update on my phone, but it looks like overall this storm, I think that radar update's the same. It was like right over I-16, but okay, I have a radar update from Radar Scope, and it looks like the tornado has crossed I-16. Okay, yeah, we're about to get an update here. Look at, see that debris ball signature showing up. we will get a radar update, and it's still very much on the ground. Yeah, radar's updating a little slow here, so we will get an update here momentarily. It looks like has crossed. The last update I got, it's crossed I-16 now, so we'll get that in a moment. So it's again moving generally to the east, so east, barely northeast, and across I-16, across Highway 80, and keep chugging along here. Again, hopefully not making that turn to the right to head towards the northern suburbs of Savannah. Maybe try to stay a little more rural, as again, it's a pretty intense tornado here, moving off to the east-northeast with some hail as well. Off on the northern section of the storm. Pembroke, unfortunately, has taken a direct hit with this, so this is yet another of these smaller towns here getting impacted with a tornado. Any update on the warning, or is it still just?
No, they have it moving east, though.
They have it moving east, so just due east?
Yeah.
Okay.
45.
At 35?
45.
45? Oh, it's moving quick. Yeah, I don't know why we're not getting 2-minute updates. Usually when severe thunderstorms happen, all the radars in the U.S., they can switch over to severe weather mode, and you get a 2.5-minute update instead of every 5 minutes. We seem to keep getting them every 5 minutes, which is unfortunate. So Coldbrook and Port Wentworth, both are right around the 6 o'clock hour. Hardyville after that at 6:08. Pritchard at 6:14 and Jasper at 6:20 if it makes it all the way to Jasper. So some population here coming up in the next 45 minutes. Hopefully this is not on the ground 45 minutes from now, because it will eventually get towards, you can see behind me, we got Hilton Head Island over here. So a lot of folks coming here for our little vacation homes and stuff. So man, this is like taking forever to radar update. Wild. See if I can get anything else.
Yeah. I can't believe that it hasn't updated yet.
I mean, I see it, like if I just bring up my radar scope from, this is taking forever, but I'll just show you guys on radar scope. It's gonna look funky because of the green screening, but you can see that debris ball is there. It has since crossed I-16, and it's still on the ground. It's very much on the ground.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. Yeah, look, I just showed you. Thoughts on Charleston later. If any of these supercells can get over to Charleston, could be a little intense. Thankfully, you guys are right on the water, so it would have to take one of these supercells for the major tornado risk. I think the squall line will move through tonight, much later on, probably well after dark, after about 10 o'clock or so. Hopefully, it's just gusty winds. And a lot of thunder and lightning. I think the hail chances are pretty much none, but hopefully the tornado chances are a little bit more minimal. Tornado still happening. It is crossed I-16 and just pretty much moving due east. So it will cross I-95 probably in the next 15 minutes or so and go just north of Savannah. So this get a little bit more population in here.
Yeah, I'm curious how big that Hardyville is.
I'm looking just on radar scope, and there is, once you get to like about Bloomingdale area, Pooler, all that, there's quite a bit of people here. So there's some people at risk on this, and there's still, and that tornado is still going. It is still chugging along. Tornado came right at me. I was caught up in it. I fell down and landed in the fall. Okay. Bringing up velocities as of 435. Yeah, man, this thing's still chugging along, no problem. So, again, it looks a little messy, but that tornado is right here in between I-16 and Highway 80. You can see it clear as day. There's that debris ball. Pretty big tornado. And moving due east, and there's a lot more population once we get into here along Highway 30 and over by the Pooler area. So a lot more folks. Oh, we got a hail report. I mean, there is hail in this. It might be hail ripping back along the backside of the
What the heck?
Holy crap, baseball size hail with the storm. Again, so this thing's got everything. This is definitely the most intense storm of the day. So this is likely damage reported to vehicles. So if we remove this here, Justin, you can tell this is all hail in here. So what's happening is you have that hail core having up to baseball size hail. It's a pretty obviously to have a strong tornado, you need an intense updraft. And what's happening is since it's such a strong storm, the winds of the rear flank downdraft, the outflow of the storm, is taking the hail from the updraft and ripping around the back of the storm. So it's probably, you have that tornado and it's tossing baseballs back behind it along I-16. So dangerous, dangerous storm, baseball size hail, and likely a strong tornado going on here. And this is heading in the general direction of the northern suburbs of the Savannah, Georgia area. So dangerous stuff here, guys. You're in that tornado warning, get in your tornado shelter. So, and this radar will update with time a little bit here. I'm going to see if I can get any other. Man, dang. I'm trying to see if I can see any pictures or anything. Doesn't look like it. So I'm just going to kind of keep this rolling.
This is like a supercell you would get in western Oklahoma in May.
Yeah, this is this is like a supercell in May. Yeah, you get that, you know, I know some folks have been like, man, where's the hail this year? And we just had to get a supercell to go crazy with this. So again, baseball size hail, dangerous tornado on the ground, and this is all moving towards, let's kind of shift the radar like north like a little bit, I guess, or I guess south technically, so you can see to the south of it a little bit more. Here's that tornado, and here's Pooler. This whole area has a lot more population in it. We've been thankful that, I mean, it was on I-16, but it's been fairly rural. We're going to get into the northern suburbs of Savannah here in the next 20 minutes, and that's going to be a lot more population. So fingers crossed that this does not maintain itself to have a tornado move towards the Savannah, Georgia area. Should we check in on other stuff while we wait for the radar to update?
Yeah, we can.
Because it's going to take 1,000 years for Charleston to update the radar. What else do we have happening? I see I got a tornado report from the storm, probably when it dropped near Earhart. Assuming this is video provides social media show tornado near Lodge. No damage reports were available. So again, that just confirms what we saw on radar, that there was a tornado with this storm here now south of Branchville, continuing to chug along to the east. Here's that hook. I'm assuming there's your velocities, and see if there's anything currently chugging along on the ground. Potentially, that might be a bit of a debris signature. So again, this seems to just kind of keep chugging along here. Again, a series of tornadoes with this storm. And the other tornado warning, this looks a lot weaker, so I think this is going to be your main storm here, crossing whatever this highway is. I don't see anything on it. And this is to the south of the small town of Branchville, heading towards Dorange, Highway 78. And they'll cross Highway 78, but it doesn't look like there might be something intermittently touching the ground, but I don't see anything currently on the ground with that here at 5:45 Eastern Time, 4:45 here in Oklahoma City. So I'm assuming, is it just these two storms really that are tornado warned right now? I honestly don't know. Let's kill the radar for just a second so we can kind of see what all is going on warnings wise, and just kind of zoom out.
Another one way up to the oh, what?
Oh, Columbia. Oh, crap. I don't have the radar loaded for that. Can we just query this to see if it's radar indicated or confirmed?
Radar indicated right now.
Okay.
I'll look on radar scope.
Yeah, I do not have the radar loaded for Columbia. So
Yeah.
let's go back down to the storm that's going to be very near the Savannah area. There you go. I don't know what you did there, but let's go back to the Savannah area. This is the big storm. We've had baseball-sized hail, we had a tornado, and the radar still taking its sweet old time to get itself going here. Let's see. I got the.
Oh, it just updated.
Did? Okay, what does it look like here? Let's check it out. That's a weaker signal. That's good. Maybe let's bring up the velocities. Okay, that's good. That's good. Maybe we're go back to reflectivity. I think this storm to the south might be interfering with it, which could be a good sign. We might have had this tornado lift, or if it not lift, at least weaken compared to what it had before. So I think this is hopefully a bit on the downtrend, because we are getting to much more population here as we get towards Port Wentworth. Again, a lot more folks in the northern suburban sections of Savannah, Georgia. So continuing moving to the east, and that tornado warning is still ongoing. Still very likely that's something happening right now, but it's not as strong. Hopefully this shower lifting up to the north has interfered with the storm just enough to make it so the tornado stops. And but it's also very possible that once this passes, it could just recycle. So manage, that tornado warning stays in effect, no questions asked. Again, you're in the northern suburbs of Savannah, Georgia, you're in Port Wentworth, or you're in Poole, get in your tornado shelters, center room of your house over to places like a closet or a basement if you happen to have one, or like your bathtub with a mattress over it, wherever you got to go to protect yourself in the event that a tornado is heading towards you. So this, I guess we'll just kind of see if this thing weakens or not, but hopefully, because we are in a much more populated area. I'm trying to zoom in and see where the roads are. We're very, very close to populate, much more population.
Is Allendale under another tornado warning?
Oh crap, yeah they are. Oh my god, this is their third tornado warning of the day for Allendale. There is so much energy in the atmosphere this afternoon. Yep, look at that. I don't think anything's on the ground at the moment, but again, more rotation. Probably seeing another wall cloud forming with this, and it's heading right for Allendale. So, yeah, unfortunately in Allendale, tornado sirens may be going off again, and a lot of folks have already been impacted. Probably haven't even had a chance to go out and survey what has all happened. Might still be in shock from that first tornado, but you might have to get into shelter again as we have another tornado warning. I really thought that you guys might have been past it, but based off of what's happening this evening, we are in the prime time for when tornadoes would happen, right at peak heating here. So I guess any of these storms are able to drop a tornado. That's geez. Okay, go back to reflectivity here, Justin. And let's trying to keep on top of it again. It'd be right here on the southern section of the storm if that were to drop something. So let's zoom it out a little bit. So we have this tornado warning, but again for Allendale, yet again we have this tornado warning over West St. George. We have the tornado warning down to the north of Savannah. It's been a long day, guys. I've been doing a lot of storm coverage. Looks like we have that. Is that a tornado report from Swainsboro?
Yeah.
Is that tornado or funnel cloud? Forest the trees and power lines down Swainsboro. Additional damage around town possible. TDS noted from the radar, so that's indicating that there was a tornado signature. So that has since passed, and that tornado warning just got canceled. So unfortunately, it looks like another tornado hit here. We're gonna have a lot of tornadoes today, guys. We've had tornadoes here in the southeast since, golly, I'd have to ask Steve or Frank. Was it Frank?
Last night?
Last night.
Yeah.
It's been more or less on and off nonstop since 3, 4 in the morning, something like that. Technically we had tornadoes in the Dallas area at 11:30 last night. This is the same system. So again, Storm System Carter really dropping tornadoes left and right with this, and it's gonna continue tomorrow as well. Here, you take over for a minute, Justin.
Yeah. All right. Well, John jumps off here. I think we're still waiting on a update for the northern Savannah suburbs, but we'll go ahead and zoom in here and see what we got going on. Yeah, I don't think we've got an update on this yet. But if you're just joining us, this supercell has a history of producing a large tornado and even large hail. Some baseball report came in on this particular storm. Imagine damage to cars along these highways. And then Allendale, the newest tornado warning of the evening. It's unfortunately their third. I don't think we might have gotten an update. Let's go and check. Yeah, I mean, nothing on the ground here yet, but that is heading in Allendale's direction. So not good. That is a very stressful day for anyone in that area. The stuff up here doesn't look that great. So the two best storms, again, unfortunately, Allendale, and then the one down north of Savannah. So let's see here. We might have gotten an update. So right now, the velocities and CC values that you look for to be really low aren't as strong as they were about 30 minutes ago, which is a really good sign for this area, as it has, the warning says east, but I think it's still slightly going to the north. It's more east-northeast. So we're going to keep an eye on that. We should get an update. I don't know why we are not on 2-minute warnings, but right now the two most concerning storms are the ones that we're monitoring right here. So I think I checked on the storm up near Columbia on radar scope. Nothing imminent. There's definitely not a tornado on the ground, and we do not have that radar pulled up, but our meteorologists, I'm sure, are watching that behind me. So still waiting on an update. I think John's probably...
Do you want to try to bring up the Columbia radar? Let me show you how to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just going to try to pull up the Columbia radar site just in case anything happens.
Properties. Okay. Let's switch out Tallahassee. So, crap, no, we don't want to do that actually. Let's just stop it for a second here. So we're still live, but it'll be fine.
All right, just 1 second.
It's still on here. Okay. So now on here, go to properties, edit. Take a second, and then we hit the little, we'll switch out Tallahassee. And then click on states. So it orders by state, and then just find South Carolina. Columbia, KK. Okay, hit OK. Cool. And now click play again. Or click play over here. There shouldn't really be much of a change. Okay.
All right, we're back.
So, yeah, Columbia's radar will load up in the next like 5 minutes or so. We're able to do that while
Looks like
on
we got another
air
tornado
here.
LSR that came in.
Okay, yeah, let's, oh, we got a hail report too. Let's check both of these out.
I think that's.
Oh, wait, no, it's the same hail report. Nope, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought we were in a different storm. Numerous homes damaged, multiple occupants trapped in park. Oh, no. Oh, crap, it hit a subdivision. I did not check to see if there were people there. Unfortunately, we didn't have the roads load up with this, and we can edit which radars live. We can't edit what roads show up live. So we tried to predict this, and then unfortunately we didn't quite get that. So let's. So that's not good. People's lives are being impacted by this. Let's check out what's happening right now here by the. Okay, so velocities aren't looking as intense as they once were, and it doesn't. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see. Roll the radar back a minute. I mean, there's hail with this storm, so it's gonna kind of throw me off. Okay.
There's the last debris ball down here.
So it was the debris ball back here by I-16. Push forward, and the debris ball kind of went over here. Whoop. And okay, it looks like it might have since. Go velocities again. Okay, I think the tornado possibly may have lifted. Again, this storm hit a bunch of stuff, so I had a lot of debris lofted, but there's also hail with it. So where you saw those lower CCs north of Rincon on Highway 21, you had hail there ongoing. But thankfully, notice the storm's kind of moved off to the north a little bit. That has pulling away from the much more densely populated area of the Savannah region and a county north of where Savannah is at. So people are still being impacted, but it looks like the tornado may have lifted, at least for the time being, has interacted with another shower and thunderstorm, but I think has since lifted a little bit. So Justin's bringing us over to the Allendale area where hopefully they don't get the third potential tornado of the day to your north. And that's quite a bit of rotation showing up here, but it's not super tight. It's still kind of broad, but I'm sure there's definitely a rotating wall cloud. Nothing showing up on the CCs yet, and this will be probably going to the north of Allendale. So that's looking out here, and it's okay. It's not super crazy. So thankfully, it looks like this will be going to the north of Allendale. Man, a third tornado warning of the day. Fortunately, they had the unfortunate designation of a tornado emergency earlier this afternoon, right when we had started our stream. So that's what we're seeing there. Columbia should be loaded up now if we want to go over there. KC is getting dark. I'll have to check that on my phone. I guess I should have loaded Kansas City's radar while we were over there. As Justin moves us over to Columbia, looks like we haven't quite gotten a radar going on there yet, so we'll check in on that in a little bit. Yeah, hopefully we can get the Columbia radar loaded up here in a minute. I'm gonna try to check it out on radar scope. I do see on Imping in the town of Rincon, which there is a fair bit of population as I'm looking on like the road network here, of quarter-size hail. Hopefully we don't get another tornado with that. I'm trying to quickly jump up to Columbia on my phone to see if there is a debris ball or anything.
Nah, doesn't look that great.
There was a debris ball. Was there a debris ball earlier? Hang on.
Near Columbia?
No, never mind. Ignore me. There was definitely. That looks like a debris ball from earlier by Columbia. I'm not seeing anything right now. And we'll have that radar loaded up here in a second. Just takes a minute for this stuff to update, and things are moving kind of slow on our system here. Our data feed seems to be taking a little while. So okay. Dang it, come on. Well, all right, let's get out of my phone here.
Still waiting on an update.
Waiting on an update. Okay. We do know that the Rincon area, which is a bit of a population center, it's just north of Savannah. They are seeing some quarter-size hail, at least with this. As we're going to cross into South Carolina pretty soon here. We're waiting on that update, so we don't have any confirmation of a tornado touching back down or anything. If you guys hear anything, of course, let us know. But notice our little tornado icon has turned into a hail icon, so that makes sense that the hail icon is going to be really big with this because this was a pretty intense supercell. So it did have a history of dropping baseball-sized hail. Looking at CCs for it, it might. I don't know how big this hail is right now. We've been focused on a tornado. I don't think that if it's baseballs or anything, tennis balls or anything, it's probably few and far between. I think mostly smaller hail. That biggest hail was probably a little earlier when you had the big tornado going on. The storm doesn't look as intense as it previously had. We are, again, it's now the 6 o'clock hour on the East Coast, 5 o'clock here in Oklahoma City, and we definitely have a storm. We're waiting on a radar update. Nope, we just got one. It's curled up quite a bit. We're now past Rincon. We're going to cross into South Carolina pretty soon here. See that hook with this storm. Let's see the velocities on this. Okay, there's definitely some spin, and let's look at the correlation coefficient, see if that's updated. Okay. Doesn't look like anything's on the ground this exact second, but just based off of how it looks on radar, I think at any moment it could definitely drop something again. So that tornado warning does maintain as we get close into South Carolina. It's going to be just north of the northern sections of Hardeeville and cross probably over I-95 in the coming minutes here. But it looks a lot less impressive than it did 20 minutes ago, so that's good. Hopefully this doesn't continue its worrying trend there. So let's check out over here by Allendale, so the north of Allendale. This storm has its own little hook, and its velocities seem to be pretty intense, but nothing super tight within this rotation. Let's check in on the correlation coefficient. See, I'm still not seeing anything that would indicate that this is a tornado on the ground. I think this is just probably a pretty rapidly spinning wall cloud, maybe some funnels making attempts, but that doesn't look like anything is ongoing right now, but definitely still very much warrants that tornado warning because a tornado may drop at any time as it heads toward the small town of Ulmer, South Carolina. Let's see, by now we gotta have Columbia's radar going. Come on, man, I gotta load it up and everything. When you're on the sweeping radar, Justin, does it show on the properties, does it show Columbia checked off, like checked as it's pulling? Or checked on, I guess? Yeah. Yeah? Our data feed is just coming in slow, I guess. That's unfortunate. So
Yeah, it says 0 out of 0 right now.
So we just have to wait for a full scan, I guess, before we actually get an update. Let's see if this warning has updated anything. We're too far away. So Columbia has its own radar, but we didn't have it loaded up, and we're trying to get it loaded up. Send right for the city.
Radar confirmed tornado.
Radar confirmed. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. We got to get this going here, guys. Come on, IBM. Give us our feed. Because radar confirmed tornado, that's not a good sign. We're too far away from the Charleston radar, which is what we're pulling here, to know for a fact what's going on. Do you have radar scope pulled up, Justin, to confirm that? Oof. Not what I want to see.
It doesn't look like it's on the ground right now, at least.
Okay, yeah, it looks like it was like right by I-20, a little earlier,
Yeah.
across I-20, as I was pulling towards Columbia.
Oh, look, I think it's trying.
I was trying. Oh, here we go. All right, Columbia's radar. We're trying to get going here. Again, the tornado warning, we did previously have one. Looks like it crossed I-20 off to the west of Columbia. Now we're trying to get this caught up, try to get it in here. Notice the images are coming in, loading in as everything is moving through. So things coming right at the radar too, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like the main circulation kind of went to the south. And it's going to go south of the radar site.
Okay, well, I mean, this is all pretty densely populated, so
Yeah.
there's a lot of folks in here. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting this loaded up for you. Again, thanks to our sponsors. I know you've been seeing them show up on the ads a little bit. I know this is slightly an inappropriate time, but you know, just helping us pay for all of the ability for us to go live and everything. And you've been seeing them showing up on the screen from time to time. So thanks to them. They're in the description below. Thanks for you guys watching, sharing, trying to get this info out there. It has been a dangerous evening for a lot of folks here in South Carolina and into Georgia. And it's been all day. We've had a lot of different tornado activity ongoing here. So, and these storms are kind of going up quick and then dropping a tornado, and just, I mean, golly, there's like just general rain all around, and they're still dropping tornadoes. So, yeah, this hasn't updated in a second.
Yeah, it hasn't. Yeah.
Okay, Columbia, we'll get going here in probably a minute or two, and hopefully we can.
Oh wait, we just got an update on that.
No, we're switching.
Oh, it switched to the. I see.
Yeah, it's switching to Columbia is what's happening. So we have another storm trying to go here. This is still an older image. So let's just try one more time. I think we got it. We got it with Columbia. All right, let's try to figure out what we got going here. I don't have the roads loaded for it, but that's okay. We can at least see where it might have been. Are we able to? I doubt we're able to roll it back. It probably has bad backlog. Nope. Dang it. So, okay. Correlation coefficient.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, we're jumping in on this now where there's nothing ongoing at this moment. Tornado warning still in effect, of course, for Columbia. Yeah, it's good. We're just encircling. That's going to be your most likely region of any development. So the town of Gaston, southern parts of Lexington, and far southwestern sections of Columbia is what needs to be kept an eye on. See where the higher population is trying to see.
Yeah, it looks like the circulation is even south of the warning now. Kind of like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I see it like crossed over like I-20. Like I saw the Bree ball was like back over here and then moved nearby. And yeah, we're not going to be able I don't think it pulls back too far. So hopefully we'll be allowed to let this tornado warning expire. Let's go back to reflectivity. I mean, it looks like more of a line of storms. You just have to keep an eye on that little kink in the line here. So going into Columbia, South Carolina. If we get any other updates with that, we'll be sure to let you guys know. Let's see if we got any updates here from Charleston, where we're getting what is turning out to be a pretty slow radar update. We haven't had, we're going well over 5 minutes without getting updates,
I don't think it's updated.
With a little frustrating, because these are fluid situations that are changing constantly, and we're getting these tornadoes impacting people. So let's see if I can get an update here.
Oh, it looks like it's about to update.
About to update. I'm trying to look at it on my phone. See if we're getting anything else. Well, while we're waiting for that, I guess we can kind of zoom out, more regional look, get an idea of what else has been going on overall. And thankfully, this line of storms, bring on the composite so we can just kind of see everything. The 1 hour composite, like it's under the sweeping radar. Or I guess turn off sweeping radar. There you go. So your composite. This line of storms is like your cutoff for severe weather. So we're starting to run out of real estate as we keep pushing to the east. And you can even pull it up north a little bit more too, show most of South Carolina. This is all going to the east generally. So this should push off the coast this evening, which is good. That'll keep this from going all night across Georgia and South Carolina. Again, if you've had that line of storms pass through you guys are now done for the day. So let's jump back to regular reflectivity. Did we actually finally get an update? Yep, we did. Okay, cool. So this storm has now crossed into South Carolina. It's going to cross over I-95. Let's zoom in a little bit further here. Your area of circulation. You can even see that inflow. That's crazy. So you can see the inflow coming from like Hardeeville and spinning up into the storm. And then let's go to correlation coefficient. And I'm not seeing anything that indicated debris ball. So again, that tornado warning can be maintained, but I'm not seeing anything ongoing. Yes, hopefully nobody's lives have been lost. We haven't had any confirmation of that. I gotta check the weather chat to see if there has been anything.
I'm gonna check out that Allendale store.
Let's go over by the Allendale storm. This one, let's check in on this one that's not even warned yet. That's looking a little mean. Okay, that could be something.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, all right. A little intense on that circulation. Let's see velocities.
Uh-oh.
Yep, there it is. That tornado dropped for sure, right on Highway 301 and Highway 321. That is another big debris ball. That is another tornado. I mean, on reflectivity, it kind of showed we had, if we go back to reflectivity, you see that little debris ball right there. So this is chugging along here. Another tornado in a pretty small geographic area. A lot of tornadoes coming up. Every single one of these isolated supercells seems to, they get just a few minutes, they seem to want to drop a tornado. So yeah, that's why I'm a little frustrated that we're not getting the radar updates that we need as quickly as they should be happening, because these are fluid situations. Thankfully, this is past Allendale, but it's also in a new area that hasn't really been impacted yet. So Bamberg and Branchville, you do need to be a concern here. I know some folks are asking about that a little bit earlier if you're still on here. NWS confirming lives lost, catastrophic damage. Oh no, we hate hearing that. So, of course, all of those who are affected by this is why we're trying to do is try to give you guys that warning so we can minimize the potential lives lost. So I'm assuming this is a confirmed tornado warning.
Yep, and it's a PDS too.
PDS, particularly dangerous situation.
Yep.
It makes sense. A lot of strong tornadoes keep happening back to back here. So this is heading generally towards Bamberg and Branchville. So
Yep.
this is continuing moving.
Aiden, if you're still
northeast.
watching, this is one that you'll need to pay attention to.
Yes. So big debris ball on this. Another tornado tearing up some ground here along the highway. And unfortunately, we're hearing those lives lost. But look at this to the south. This is looks like we just got a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm gonna guess we bring up velocities, you're gonna see some rotation within this. We sure do. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tornado warn this pretty soon as well. Again, any of these isolated supercells, they get a few minutes and they kind of wrap up really quick, and they're gonna have to tornado warn them because they've been pretty prolific tornado producers across the board this afternoon here in southeastern section or southern coastal South Carolina. That's where we're at, to the north of Charleston. So that's another storm. Maybe we can kind of check in on Columbia while we're here. This looks like they reissued that tornado warning down in the south. That makes sense. Up here in the Columbia area, that tornado warning is still in effect. Let's see if there's anything. We're going to be going right over the radar. It's going to be a little difficult, but I don't see anything on that. About correlation coefficient. Ooh, what's this? Is that noise? Roll it back. Oh, that's
kind of weird how it explodes like that. Is it in correlation to the velocity?
Yeah, here, my hand right here. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of radar noise. They're very close to the radar, but seeing that big area of lowered CCs is a little concerning. Let's I'm gonna go into Columbia and see if I got any updates. Well, it looks like they've dropped the tornado warning in Columbia. So that could just be radar noise. I mean, notice like you have areas here where it's just missing some stuff. So it could just very, very possibly be radar noise. The velocities aren't really lining up with it, but it's definitely worth kind of keeping an eye on. There is some rotation here, and there's a lot of radar noise. The tornado warning has been dropped, but again, I don't know. We have to wait for another radar update for that. Again, I think it's very possible this is just radar noise pulling into the Gaston area of South Carolina. So that tornado warning has been dropped. If a new one gets issued, we'll be sure to jump back on it. Let's go back now down to the Allendale storm, which looks like we are near Allendale. This hasn't updated yet. I could see the update when we had it from Columbia. It looks like it was still on the ground. So
Yeah. I mean,
have
we
that. What?
I would say we had 2 people ask about Branchville and Bamberg, so
Yeah.
both those people need to.
Yeah, definitely both. If you're in either of those areas, if you're still watching, definitely get into your tornado safe place. This is much more pressing for you guys than the other storms. These are a little further north to where it was. Oh,
CC's updated.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Like, all right, man. God, every time each one of these is vicious, man. Holy crap. That's a big tornado. I'm assuming the velocities are like vicious on this too. Yeah, not good. So yeah, big tornado with this one now, the south of Bamberg. Looks like it's going pretty much east-northeast. So it might split the gap between where the name Bamberg and the name Branchville show up. So, but that's a big tornado. Bring up reflectivity on this. And back to the CCs. I think this is debris.
Yeah.
Oh. Roll
I
it
think
back.
That's just debris getting lofted up.
Oh my God. It hit something. It definitely hit something.
How many people are in this warning?
Not a ton, but it's something for sure. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning. Was there a bunch of stuff right where these 2 highways connected? Maybe. So you have this big debris ball here, and this is all just the debris getting ejected out of the debris ball. I don't have roads loaded up. I can maybe check on my phone, maybe.
Basically, between these 2 towns,
Ugh.
Schofield. I don't think it impacted more than Homer.
There's some. I mean, I'm looking here, and there is some roads. So there's definitely homes in this area. It has to be. I mean, for this kind of a damage, or this kind of a debris signal to show up, it had to have like torn up some stuff. So this is a strong tornado. This is a bit. So this is not hail north of the tornado. This is the tornado sucking up stuff, and it's ejecting out the debris to the north of it. So this is going to head towards a small area of Clear Pond next. Again, big, scary tornado. This is your tornado right here, right? This is the debris ball, and oh, geez, that is not good. Definitely not good. Again, the folks watching who are in the towns they were asking about, Bamberg and the other one, Branchville. There's your debris ball right there. It's showing up on radar. When it shows up on reflectivity, that's a bad sign. So strong tornado with this, a very probably strongly worded, particularly dangerous situation, tornado warning. Indicated tornado ensuring extreme northeast Allendale County. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure we're going to end up seeing some damage because people are probably been looking around from the damage from Allendale. So yeah, a lot of tornadoes in this area, unfortunately. Let's look over here. We have a new tornado warning now into South Carolina for Sheldon and Beaufort included. It's just crossed I-95. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Velocities, again, there's still definitely rotation within the storm, so that tornado potential is still there. Let's see any kind of debris signature showing up. Not really, so that's good. So there's not anything on the ground right now, but it's still very favorable to have any kind of tornadoes with this storm. Looks like the hail has wound down as well. Notice there isn't the lowering of CCs like we had earlier in the Rincon area of that the hail, and we had up to baseball size hail when it was on I-16 with a big tornado on it as well. So this evening, I don't know how long we've been live, but we've had a fair number of tornadoes on this stream, just on the stream, not even just overall today. I know, do you remember how many tornadoes there were in April last year, Justin? I think there was like a pathetic amount, right? Was April like super dead?
Yes.
Yeah, we might get like halfway there just today from last year. So this is a tale of two very different severe weather years. We are one storm system after the other here, and they've been prolific tornado producers, and there's not really any signs of that stopping anytime soon. So buckle in, folks. This looks like we're going to be in for a long spring. So I'm assuming that Columbia storm hasn't been rewarned. Just kind of
Nope.
Okay. So it's just this guy, which has an update in a minute. Again, this is probably one of the more impressive looking debris signatures we've seen here. It's 5:21 Central Time, so it's 6:21 Eastern Time. We'll probably have a radar update here in a minute, but it is a pretty intense storm. Let's see if I can get anything else to show up.
I'm going to reset your mic real quick.
Oh, did I get off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just 1 second, people. All right, should be good now.
Good now?
Yeah.
Okay. Checking out the radar scope.
Yeah, is there an update for the storm right here?
I'm looking right now. Trying to figure out where I'm at. I still see this big debris ball. That's from the debris ball signature is from like 5:14, and I got the radar update for 5:15 or 5:19. So I think just the data feed might just be a little slow from the National Weather Service or something, since we're all coming from the same source of just the radar. Yeah, it looks like the storm where the tornado probably is, it's probably along Highway 601 now. So it's like all the way over here already. We just haven't had a radar update in forever. So it looks like it's going to pass south of Bamberg a fair bit. May get a little close to Branchville. So in Branchville, definitely be in your tornado safe place. We are tossing it. If we can get an update here of the correlation coefficient, I mean, this thing was done. I'm gonna guess that our next update here of correlation coefficient is we're gonna see this debris like scattering out throughout the whole storm. That's typically what happens. So essentially, you have it's called a forward flank downdraft. So basically, the storm goes up, you come down, and it kind of pushes out ahead of the storm. And when you have a strong tornado with a lot of debris, it can kind of sometimes light up the entirety of the storm with debris, and just how much debris there was. There it is. There we go. Got the update now. So what I just saw on the radar scope is, yep, there we go. Look at that. I called that, unfortunately. Tornado's still there. Looks a little smaller crossing this highway, but notice Bamberg, you guys are not, yeah, that hasn't updated. So look at all this. This is not hail. This is all debris from the tornado ejecting out and falling out over Bamberg and areas all in here with this lower correlation coefficient. That's not good. These are always signs of a quite strong tornado, potentially a violent tornado. I'm trying to think of times where we've seen that kind of debris signature showing up and it didn't end up being a violent tornado. I can't think of any. You think of any, Justin, that are at least like a 4? Yeah, so this looks like it was definitely a very intense tornado, possibly the most intense tornado we've had so far today. But notice, look how big that debris ball was the last update we had. And then jumping ahead, much smaller. Tornado may be smaller now. Hopefully, maybe weakening. I mean, there's still a pretty good velocities there as it's heading probably to the north of Branchville. Somebody asking about being in Columbia. I think Columbia, you have not, that tornado warning I think expired, and I don't think they've issued anything else. We can double check really fast before we go back down south, but yes, nothing else has been issued. Columbia, no tornado warning for you, no tornadoes there. There was one to your west. It lifted before it got to the city. Let's check out here over by the storm that was by Pembroke. I'm going to venture a guess that this is probably weakening quite a bit. Yeah. I think the tornado potential is starting to kind of go down. It's getting a little messier with this storm here. So we go back to correlation coefficient. I doubt we'll see a debris ball of any kind. Yeah, this might be a little bit of hail, but nothing for debris. I think this storm may be starting to get messier. It may start to weaken a fair bit. So I think the only game in town now in terms of big tornado-wise is that one that passed to the north of Allendale that very possibly was a violent tornado. It was very intense signature that showed up with, where are we at? This is a different storm.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't sure how long it's been
Yeah.
tornado warned.
Yeah, I don't know either. Probably picks up better on the Myrtle Beach radar. Check it out on velocities. We're kind of far away. Yeah, we're kind of far away, but there is, is that radar indicated? This is a different storm. To the east of Santee, east of I-95. Not a lot of people impacted. This is pretty rural over here.
Yeah, and it's radar indicated.
Okay, let's go back to the one. It looks like we just got a new tornado warning issued. That includes Branchville and to the east all the way to I-95. Oh. I mean, it looks like the radar updated from Columbia, so it's looking like it's like over here now. But so what's this new warning for Bowman, Branchville, and Roseville?
Yeah, radar confirmed tornado. Will be in Branchville around 6:35 Eastern. So if you're in Branchville, 7 minutes.
Yeah, let's check out down to the south. That one storm that wasn't warned yet, I kind of want to check in on that, see how that looked. Yeah, that one right there by Hampton. How's that look? Just east of Hampton, so it's just south of the one that we had. Okay. Somebody asked, Joshua Fight asked, can you go up? There's that tornado warning. Look at that. I figured we'd get a tornado warning, and that was issued. Correlation coefficient, that thing. Make sure there isn't anything on the ground with it really fast. No, there isn't. Okay, so let's time out this Branchville storm. So I think we said about 7 minutes, right?
Yeah, that's what the
So this is gonna be a little delayed. So for Branchville, this possible could still be on the ground tornado right between there and Bowman, they said. So in here, we can kind of give you the time for Bowman. So by 6:56 in Branchville, probably sooner than 43. Right, so this is an old radar image, so really it's probably a little further up. So instead of 43, maybe like 640, 638, 640, and then by Bowman a little after that. So by 645, 650 timeline for the who's asking about that area. That is when, and it's gonna be heading pretty much right over there. So I would definitely get in your tornado shelter very soon. You can watch this or your local news or what have you. Safely from your tornado safe place. So I see another one, radar indicated debris signature. Was that? What about this other one? Is that the newer one? Is that the newer alert? Social media report from the public of a tornado on the ground on Highway 301 between Ulmer and Olar. So looks like we're getting reports of the actual tornado now by visuals. Yeah, this was a big ass tornado. Like, that's a scary tornado. Hopefully this thing lifts before it hits anybody else, because oh man, definitely violent, and it hit a lot. It hit a lot of something to have that much debris in it. So that's also a big concern. Have that much debris in the storm, ejecting out of the storm. That means that the tornado lifted the debris high, and it lifted a lot of it. So. Again, we have the new tornado warning. We got this one that just got updated to include with the areas we mentioned, Bowman and Branchville and stuff. And then we have this one to the south, this newest tornado warning north of Hendersonville. That includes St. George here. And so it's really any of these isolated supercells are the ones that are going to drop tornadoes. Squall line is on its tail, so people in Allendale getting a little weary, maybe not even had a chance to figure out what's even happened. You're gonna have another line of storms move through, and I think you guys will be able to wind down a bit here. So I guess now we're just kind of waiting for a radar update, huh?
Yeah.
I guess find anything on social media. I guess. I'll look while we're waiting for a radar update with this. I'll try to see if I can see anything on my phone as well. I mean, I see reflectivity is updated on
Oh, yeah,
radar
it's got an
scope,
update.
but I don't see.
We just got an update.
We did? Okay. KC is severe warning on my phone. Oh yeah, I should. That's right, Kansas City. Let me go check in on that.
Damn it. Holy moly. The Allendale tornado is definitely a wedge.
From earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I saw that picture. What are we seeing here? This latest update.
Looks like it might have lifted.
Might have lifted. I mean, if it was, or it's very small around I-78, yeah, but it may be lifting. So that's good. That's good. Good news. A lot of debris lifted from this. Somebody asked me about Kansas City. I see nothing severe warned right now, just via radar scope. No severe hail or anything with that. Looks like just kind of lines of storms in the Kansas City area right now for those asking about Kansas City. Okay, so that's good. So this storm, okay, there's our latest velocity update. I mean, there still is a tighter circulation here, so that could be a very small rope. The storm might be roping out, so basically a tiny little rope tornado that may be winding down, thankfully. So, but golly, we've had a lot of intense tornadoes the last couple hours here. And then that doesn't look super impressive. Not seeing anything worthwhile on that. Go to a correlation coefficient. Okay, well, or maybe there is. So maybe we're just close to the radar and there's a lot of radar noise or something.
Just updated the warning.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what the warning says.
Still radar indicated.
For Reevesville, Smokes, St. George, and Williams. And that is
I don't know.
a lowering CC, but we're also very close to the radar, so, and it's not looking super crazy on velocities, so I'm not super convinced. Let's check on that other one down to the south. Oh, is that one trying to get going again? Golly, these friggin' things there. It looks like it's trying. I mean, it's still worthy of being tornado warned, that's for sure, near the Beaufort area. I mean, but here's the ocean, so we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of land left here. We're gonna get to a lot of beaches pretty soon, but this storm will cross into the Atlantic Ocean probably by the 7 o'clock hour in Georgia, in South Carolina, and it's well south of Charleston. So. And it's missing Hilton and Island as well. So it should pass very close to Beaufort. Hopefully we don't get a tornado drop, but this thing has had a history of tornadoes. So all these supercells have been really intense this afternoon.
Wait, is this a new one? Oh, that's that. Yeah.
No, that's
yeah.
the other one. I think the Branchville one may be starting to fizzle out a bit. Oh,
Just get an update.
maybe. I think we might have just switched radar sites. Or is that an update? Roll back
Yeah, it
again?
is. I think there might still be a tornado on the ground.
Roll it back again?
Wait, was it?
Oh, no, that's just from before.
There's still.
So there
a
might
tornado.
still have been something right there. And I think that's a little bit of a, yeah, so we're picking up from Charleston. Maybe try to move the radar up like a tiny bit, see if we can pick it up from Columbia. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's still on the ground. Right there. Still happening. It's going to pass the north of Branchville. And yeah, it's heading towards Bowman now. It's much smaller than it was before. I think it was a very big, intense, probably violent tornado. Much smaller tornado now here, just crossed into the next county where Branchville and Roseville are at. This is all debris being deposited out from the storm from earlier. And yeah, this keeps moving off to the north and to the east. It's crazy, man. That thing still has a tornado on it. So I'm assuming the updated warning said that it's still confirmed. I'm guessing, since we can still see it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. So that's still ongoing. What about?
Yeah, they
Huh?
said it was confirmed tornado located
Yeah.
over Branchville.
Okay. Beaufort has a fair amount of people in it. Hopefully, oh, geez. Dang, dude. This is like, it really ramped itself back up again. I wouldn't be surprised if it can get kind of mean again. Oh, we're a little far away. So I got that one. This one to the south here again. It looks like this is not an updated radar. I don't know what it is about Charleston. They're taking their sweet time to update.
Yeah, I mean, does that look different?
Yeah, it is. Oh, ah. There it is. A little deeper now. So yeah, that's not good. It's still chugging along here. We can go down south. I mean, Beaufort has a lot more people in it. We could, if that thing drops in our tornado, that could be not good. Yeah, we got the warning's even updated, and the stupid thing hasn't updated. So let's see what this updated warning is. This does include Beaufort. There's a fair amount of people here. Yeah, look at that, 44,000 people impacted. It's going to bring us off the coast. So there's going to be a lot of folks here right along the water. Is that confirmed or just radar indicated still?
Weather spotters reported a funnel.
Funnel? Okay, so it could drop something at any time then. We will hopefully get a radar update here in a minute. We just have, this is an old image. So let's see if I can, is it more up to date on radar scope? We did. Oh, that's an old velocity update. Possibly an old CC update, maybe? I don't know, I can't tell. Is velocity update again? Velocity, okay, there it is. Ooh, oh no. Okay, let's zoom in here. I mean, it makes sense why you're seeing a funnel. There's definitely some rotation, a fair bit of rotation going on in Beaufort itself, and there's, we will definitely get a debris signal. There's a lot more people living in here. I mean, there's people in water, but if you hit the people part, it's gonna light up. So not seeing anything on correlation coefficient right now, but back here we could have something drop. Oh, let's work our way north. Keep an eye on this. Nothing confirmed, as somebody said, they're reporting a funnel, but not seeing anything on the ground at the moment. Let's go north to the other storms. Have been happening. Okay, so this is one by Smokes. Doesn't look super impressive to me. Correlation, well, wait, hang on, let's check the correlation coefficient of that real quick. Because I remember that it was like that, holy, what the hell?
What the heck is that?
What is that? Go back to reflectivity. I got my finger on where it's at. Okay, that might just be noise or something.
It's weird.
That's weird. scared me for a second. I was like, holy crap, what the hell? Maybe it's like birds or something. Birds or, or bats.
Yeah.
It is getting that time of night, day. You're going to start seeing animals escaping their stuff. So, okay, let's check out the Branchville storm. Yeah, I think we're on Columbia's radar now. So there's the velocities. Oh, no. Ooh, it got a lot bigger again. Yeesh, it's heading right for Bowman. It's heading just south of Orangeburg. That's a pretty big debris ball. Zoom in on that because I think Charleston will be updated enough. Yeah. It's really cycled back up, another big tornado again. So it looks like it was big, got kind of small, possibly even lifted for a minute, and we're getting big again. So we may have hit something. I'm not sure how many folks are physically here, but we may have hit something with this as well. So this is heading right for Bowman, northern sides of Bowman, north of Highway 210, probably crossing Highway 178 and Highway 36 here, probably by 6:50 p.m. Notice, they're hitting all that debris and all the debris being deposited off to the north at the outflow of this storm. So, scary stuff, guys. Keep getting. I don't like it going on here and seeing debris balls. Like big significant debris balls, like every time we're looking at these storms. So, I guess we're just kind of doing a circle here. We got a handful of different storms. Checking here by Beaufort. I think we have a tornado down by Beaufort. Hang on. Because on my CCs, I have on my phone, by Burton, I got a lowering.
Assuming it's more up to date than this.
Huh?
Assuming it's more up to date than ours.
Yeah, it is. Not ideal, guys. Definitely not good. We'll see. We'll see if we get an update here. I know my phone's updating a little faster. Radar scope's updating a little faster than this. It seems to be a data distribution issue with Charleston because all the other radars are updating in the time frame, but this one seems to really be taking its sweet time. So,
are you using Allison House under your radar scope?
Yeah,
That's probably why.
that's probably why. Shout out to your old employer. All right, so we'll wait for this to update. We can maybe go further north, see what the storm is doing up by Branchville and Bowman, since that we're able to pull that from Columbia, which has been updating a little more frequently.
Wait, this is the right storm?
It is not.
Brain's getting a little foggy.
Yeah, me too. Been doing this, so we had a 3-hour stream last night, and I run that one solo, and now doing this here. So forgive us if we get a little foggy on this. Been a lot of coverage. Yeah, okay. So I think that did that update?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's right over Highway 21 right now. Roll it back like a frame. Yep. Ooh, yeah, it got big again. Jeez. Yeah, so it's still right over Highway 21, tossing a ton of debris. So it's definitely tearing up some stuff. And I'm assuming this tornado warning is another particularly dangerous situation tornado warning. Did they ever change it from that?
What?
That was a particularly dangerous situation tornado warning?
I think they've lifted that. Not really sure why. Yeah. Oh, nope. It's still there.
Yeah. Well, it should be there now. It's really a pretty strong tornado. Let's and just check velocities again just for sake of it, kind of see how intense this is going to be. Yep, okay. At the correlation coefficient, you can even see, I saw it for like a second there on the CCs, all that debris being all ejected. Yeah, that's always a sign of a very strong tornado, is when you get all that debris getting lofted and tossed out from the storm. It's like getting almost sucked up from like a vacuum cleaner and just getting dumped into the bag, but instead of a bag, it's just being dumped downstream from the storm. So let's go back to reflectivity, and maybe, just maybe, Charleston has updated, so we can check this storm. It looks like probably rain wrap too, which is a little scary. It doesn't look like it's updated. Sure hasn't. Come on, Charleston. I don't know what is going on here, but we're getting these like huge gaps in time where we can't see, like what's going on. Like, my correlation, my CCs haven't even updated. Oh, there we go. An update right there. Yeah, so I'm assuming the rotation is going to be probably centered right over here. Nope, okay, that's old. So here, let me put my hand right here. So if there would be anything, it'd be like right over here.
Oh. It's updated now.
Okay, that's just updated. Maybe. Well, if there was something, I think it probably would have been pretty short-lived.
I think this is
But
a new one.
it might be starting to. Was that a new report? Funnel cloud site near
yeah.
Interstate 95, exit 21. Okay, so by Jasper. Looks like we're not going to have too much land left here. We're about to cross into parts of the Atlantic Ocean here. We're going to eventually head towards the Disto Beach. It's going to be more of a marine problem very soon. It looks like north sides of Beaufort haven't had any confirmation of any damage or anything, or reports of a tornado ongoing, but I think we're going to start winding down a little bit, just because we're going to run out of real estate. We're going to end up in the Atlantic Ocean. Let's check in on the, that's a new report here on this monster storm by Bowman. See what this report has to say. South of Roseville and north of Branchville. Tornado on ground crossing Highway 21 between Roseville. Reported by emergency manager. I bet that emergency manager might have freaked out a little bit if he didn't know that was coming. I'm sure it was big. Let's check. We got a radar update. So there is your circulation is now east of the highway. And let's check out the correlation coefficient. Okay, doesn't look as bad now. It might have, golly, look how much more debris is up here. Let's see, can you roll the radar a tiny bit back? Just kind of see the evolution of the CCs. So let's see, it crossed, went re-intensified, got pretty big, crossed the highway. And it looks like it may be lifting now as it's approaching Bowman, which is good. But when you look at those velocities, it really looks like things have, things are still spinning quite a bit. So it might be a cyclic storm. So it was already a cyclic storm. We already had possibly two separate tornadoes, or one tornado that got really close to not being a tornado anymore. And so let's just go back to reflectivity. It's a messy looking storm, but I mean, it's a tornadic one nonetheless, and the emergency manager was able to see it, so it may not be totally rain wrapped either. So we have that other supercell down to the south of this one. That's tornado warned. Doesn't look like we had it. I don't know. CCs. I doubt we'll see any debris signature. Yeah, no, not really. So that one's just warned by radar. Anything underground, I don't think so. It looks like the squall line is starting to catch up to these supercells. So as that happens, they should absorb the supercells and kind of hopefully minimize that tornado threat from extending any further. This is definitely the most impressive storm, the one closer to Beaufort. It looks like it's past there, and it's going to be entering the Atlantic Ocean fairly soon. So I'm kind of thinking we may wrap this stream up here in a little bit, partially because I'm starting to lose my voice, and partially because I think the tornado threat overall is going to start to go down quite a bit as the squall line is catching up. It's on the doorstep of these supercells. And yes, there have been a few tornadoes with the with the squall line, but the supercells are the ones that have been producing the big boys, the big tornadoes. So we just got a radar update there, Justin. Let's kind of see what we got. Okay, there's your rotation, there's your updated warning. And yeah, it looks like, I think it's either gotten really small again or it is lifting. Let's see, I'm assuming this updated warning is probably still a particularly dangerous situation warning because we had that like ground truth on here.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think as we're kind of seeing things evolve, it looks like this is starting to wind down a little bit. So let's keep the CCs on. Let's kind of zoom out, and I just want to show all of the debris that this thing has made and ejected. This whole area of lowered CCs, that is all just debris that got lofted from this tornado. If Justin rolls it back a little bit, we just kind of focus on this blob of lower CCs. You can literally see it basically be ejected from that tornado and just spread out as the winds from the storm just kind of out from here. So hopefully we're winding down with this tornado. This is probably the strongest one that's happened so far today. The overall signal of it has been very impressive for a strong tornado, and we really hope that it didn't impact a whole lot of people. It looks like and unfortunately, I've heard some folks reporting in here and in the other room and on our work chat that there have already been fatalities with this, which is always very sad to hear. We don't like to hear that happen with these storms. We try our best to get the warning out there within our reach of our audience, and of course, as all other local news do. But we always want to minimize that. So we got another update. Rotation still there, but definitely looks less intense than it did. Okay, that's still the same CC image, but as the rotation isn't as intense as it once was. Again, the squall line's catching up to the supercell, and once that happens, that's going to end the tornado chances for that storm and for pretty much all these other storms as well, working their way south. And finally, I believe, yep, this is an old image, and this storm is moving off the coast from Beaufort. I'm willing to bet if I bring it up on my phone again, it's a newer image. And yeah, we're entering swamp marshlands there. So unless for some reason it decides it doesn't want to do that and go all the way to Charleston, which I doubt, we're going to be getting into the ocean there. So let's try to get back up by Columbia, and if we can get another update before we end this, then that's great. And if not, well, so be it. This okay. The latest update we got here from the Columbia radar, bring up CC. No, I feel like is that still an old image? It's really close to Highway 178. Oh no, it's still on the ground. Dang, man, it's just keeps on keeping on. Here we go. Cross, yeah, there you go. There's your couplet there. So yeah, just south of Highway 178, or it's going to cross on the north side of Bowman and still chugging along, heading towards, it's going to cross I-26 here by 7 o'clock Eastern time, and then get close to 176 a little bit after that. So dang, guys, just these things keep going. Look at that. What do you think, Justin? Do you think we're good to kind of wrap this up a little bit?
Yeah, we can probably.
We got one more report.
Oh yeah, we did.
So cue that up. Yes, tornado on ground. So, all right, guys. Well, it's been, I don't know how long. It's been a minute. A lot of tornadoes have been going on. We did see a little bit of hail, that one supercell. Hearts, go out to everyone who's been impacted by this. We do create maps here at Hail Trace to help with the disaster response. We are sending those out for that immediate disaster response, I think, as this has been happening with our live coverage. So If anything else crazy happens this evening, we will jump back on here and try to do that coverage, but we definitely need a bit of a break from everything. We are had a lot of coverage going on. So, weird. It didn't do our contact info. It froze. Huh? Did it just crash?
I think so.
All right, so it crashed. So you can contact our social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that great stuff. All at Helltrace at See You First. Give us a call, 855-334-4245. Any comments, questions, or concerns you guys want to purchase our stuff. Our Max computer has decided we're done. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back with anything if it happens later. Can end the